Markets have always served as the heartbeat of every community. They are places where farmers, traders, and consumers meet to exchange goods, earn a living, and provide families with the food they need for healthy living. Among the many sections of a typical market, the fruit and vegetable section remains one of the busiest. Here, colorful display of fresh produce attract buyers looking for nutritious food to include in their daily meals. Fruit and vegetables are not only valued for their taste and appearance, but also for the essential nutrient they provide. Health experts recommend regular consumption because they contain vitamins, minerals, and fiber that helps protect the body against diseases and promote healthy living. Despite their importance, traders dealing in fruit and vegetables face several challenges that threatens their businesses, from unpredictable weather conditions to rising transportation costs and seasonal changes. Many say maintaining a profitable business is becoming increasingly difficult. Today, our market survey takes us to one of Benin City's popular vegetable market, where we explore the different varieties of fruit and vegetables available, learn about their nutritional benefits, and hear directly from traders about the realities of running their businesses. Welcome to another exciting edition of Market Survey here on Independent Television. I am Stephanie Notodiwa, and we are currently at vegetable market here in Benin City to get to survey the environment. This is one of the hub of vegetables here in Benin City. You're looking for anything veggies, here is the hub of vegetable here in Benin City. We're basically here to survey the market behavior. It is a raining and cloudy weather this morning, to also know if that is affecting the business, and also to look at some fruit. As you can see behind me, there are lots of fruits. Like I said, this is one of the hub of vegetables and fruit here in Benin City. Stay with me as I take you through the market to get to know some of these prices, the challenges, and of course, what the traders here are facing. I am Stephanie Notodiwa. As the first ray of sunlight spread across the city, traders begin arranging baskets filled with colorful fruit and freshly harvested vegetables. The atmosphere is lively. Buyers move from one store to another, examining produce, asking questions, and comparing prices before making their purchases. Some stores are filled with bright, red, fresh, green peppers and leafy vegetables. Others display neatly arranged fruit in different colors and sizes. The market presents a rich varieties of agricultural produce, reflecting the hard work of farmers and traders who ensure these foods reach consumers daily. Walking through the market, one quickly notices the wide range of fruits available, from bananas and oranges to pineapples, watermelons, cucumbers, pears, apples, mangoes, and beetroots. Each fruit offers unique health benefit. Traders explain that many customers are becoming more cautious of healthy eating and often ask questions about the nutritional value of the fruit they buy. According to one trader, understanding the health benefit of fruit has encouraged many families to include them more regularly in their diet. The trader introduces us to beetroots, a deep red root vegetable that has become increasingly popular among health-conscious consumers. Although many people simply know it for its striking color, beetroot is rich in nutrients that contribute to good health. It contains vitamins such as vitamin C and vitamin B6, as well as minerals including iron and potassium. The trader explained that beetroot is commonly used as juice, added to salad, or cooked alongside other vegetables. Many customers purchase it because they believe it helps improve blood circulation, support heart health, and contribute to overall wellness. Moving to another store, oranges are displayed in large baskets. Known for their refreshing taste, oranges remains one of the most popular fruits in the market. They are an excellent source of vitamin C, which helps strengthen body's immune system, support healthy skin, and assist the body in fighting infections. Nearby bunches of banana arranged neatly on wooden stands. Bananas are widely consumed because they are filling, affordable, and easy to carry. According to traders, bananas provide energy and contains potassium, an important mineral that supports healthy muscles, nerves, and heart function. They are also rich in dietary fiber, which aids digestion and promotes good boil's health. The market also offers freshly harvested pineapples with their distinctive crowns. Pineapples are valued not only for their sweet taste, but also for their nutritional content. They contain vitamin C, an enzyme believed to aid digestion and reduce inflammation. Some customers purchase pineapples for home consumption, while others buy them for making fruit juice. One of the most eye-catching display in the market is the watermelon section. Large green watermelons are stacked carefully, attracting buyers looking for refreshing fruit during warm weather. Traders explain that watermelon contain a high percentage of water, making it useful for hydration. It also contains vitamin A and C and natural compounds that contribute to healthy skin and proper body function. Not far from the fruit sections are stores displaying fresh cucumbers. Although many people regard cucumbers as a vegetable, it is botanically classified as a fruit. It is rich in water, low in calories, and contains nutrients that helps maintain hydration and supports healthy skin. Many buyers purchase cucumber for salad and healthy snacks. The vegetable section presents an equally impressive variety. Fresh spinach are displayed in bundles. Traders explain that vegetables are rich in vitamins, iron, calcium, and fiber. Regular consumption, they say, contributes to healthy blood production, strengthens the immune system, and supports overall body development. Customers move from one store to another, selecting vegetables based on freshness, color, and price. Some buy in large quantities for restaurant and catering services, while others purchase enough for the family meal. The traders proudly explain that eating fruit and vegetables regularly is one of the easiest ways to maintain good health. They encourage parents to introduce children to healthy eating habits from an early age by including a variety of fruit and vegetable in their daily meal. If you're just tuning in, it is Market Surveyor on Independent Television. I am Stephanie Notoriwa, and we are currently at Vegetable Market here in Benin City to survey the area and get to know if this current weather is affecting trade, and also to understand some nutritional values on fruit and get to understand if the business is going through a downtime. Of course, it's upper season, but from what we've discovered that the raining season is actually affecting trade, being that what they say here, most of them are perishable goods, and you get their veggies, their fruit. Of course, when vegetable gets destroyed by water, it's of course of no use. So rain is one of the factors that is affecting their business here. But as we go further, we'll give you more tips, more advice here on Market Survey. I am Stephanie Notoriwa. Don't go anywhere. However, beyond the colorful display and nutritional benefits lies another side of the business, one filled with challenges that many consumers rarely see. As conversations continue with traders, attention gradually shifts from the abundance of fresh produce to realities of keeping these highly perishable items fresh and marketable. While the market remains colorful and attractive to visitors, traders say preserving the freshness of fruit and vegetables is becoming increasingly difficult, especially during the raining season. Unlike packaged goods that can remain on shelf for a long period, fruit and veggies are highly perishable. They require proper handling, careful storage, and favorable weather conditions to maintain their quality. According to many traders, the rainy season is one of the most challenging periods of the year. They explain that whenever heavy rainfall occurs, water often finds its way into sections of the market, soaking baskets, cartons, and produce display on the ground. Some say that even after making effort to cover their goods with tarpaulins and waterproof materials, excessive rainfall still causes significant damage. As water accumulates around their stores, many fruit begin to deteriorate much faster than expected. Vegetables, especially leafy ones, are even more vulnerable because excessive moisture causes them to wilt, lose their freshness, and become unattractive to buyers. Some traders explain that once vegetables begin to spoil, customers immediately reject them, leaving the sellers with little or no profit. Others add that by the end of some market days, they are forced to throw away baskets of vegetables that can no longer be sold. According to them, every spoiled basket represents money lost. The traders say this is one of the hidden challenges many people do not understand. Consumers often complain about prices without realizing the amount of waste traders experience before products even reach the customer. Some traders estimate that during periods of continuous rainfall, they may lose a considerable portion of their goods within a few days. They explain that fruits such as strawberries, grapes, pear, and tomatoes are particularly sensitive to excess moisture and roughly handling. Leafy vegetables also begin to rot quickly when exposed to too much water. Because these products have short shelf lives, every delay in sales increases the possibility of spoiling. As a result, traders constantly monitor their produce throughout the day, removing damaged items before they affect the rest. Others sprinkle small amounts of clean water and certain vegetables to maintain freshness while ensuring that excessive moisture does not encourage decay. The traders say balancing freshness with preservation requires both experience and patience. Another major concern raised by traders is transportation. According to them, bringing fruit and vegetables from farms and neighboring states to Benin City has become increasingly expensive. Many explain that transportation costs have risen significantly due to the increase in fuel prices. Drivers often charge higher fares to convey agricultural produce from farming communities to the city. These additional expenses, traders say, eventually reflect in the prices consumers pay. Some traders source their fruits from different parts of the country. Apples and grapes may arrive through distributors, while orange, pineapples, mangoes, and vegetables often come directly from farming community within and outside Edo State. Each journey involves loading charges, transportation fees, market levies, and labor costs. The traders explain that by the time these expenses are added together, selling at a very low prices becomes almost impossible. Some also point out that poor road conditions contribute to the problem. Vehicles transporting fruit and vegetables often spend several hours on the road. The longer the journey, the greater the possibility of spoilage before the produce can even reach the market. According to them, delays caused by traffic congestion and bad roads reduce the quality of highly perishable produce. Some fruit arrive bruised, while delicate vegetables may lose their freshness before they are displayed for sale. Beyond transportation, seasonal changes also play an important role in determining availability and prices. The traders explain that fruits are naturally seasonal. Some fruits are abundant during certain period of the year and scarce during others. For example, mangoes are more readily available during their peak season. When production is high, prices become more affordable because supply exceeds demand. However, once the season gradually comes to an end, fewer mangoes reach the market. As availability decreases, prices begin to rise. The same patterns apply to several other fruits sold in the market. Traders explain that oranges, pineapples, watermelons, and pear all experience seasonal variations. These challenges eventually affect everyone along the supply chain, from farmers to transporters, retailers, and consumers. Despite these difficulties, traders continue to report to the market every morning with hope. For many of them, fruit and vegetable trading is more than a business. It is their primary source of livelihood. The income generates support for their families, pay children's school fees, settle medical bills, and provide daily household needs. They believe that no matter the economic situation, fruits and vegetables will always remain essential because people need them for good health. The belief keeps them motivated even during difficult periods, poor sales, bad weather, and rising operational costs. As consumers continue arriving at different stores, traders patiently attend to each person, offering advice and selecting fresh produce and explaining the benefits of incorporating fruit and vegetables in everyday meal. The interaction between sellers reveals not only commercial transaction, but also a shared appreciation for healthy living and proper nutrition. Now, this your various vegetable now, like this one we did, so we shade for it. How much did they sell them?
500.
I see they now cheap, baby. That has to do with fruits, vegetable. This na the whole, baby.
Yes, so this na the whole. Avocado is fattening, but it's also good for the body. Okay. If you eat it continuously, it can help your system to balance some things in your body. Why this banana? This is banana. What banana helps the body also. Why this is apple?
So, but for banana, they get different type of banana.
Yeah, there are different type of banana. We have native banana, and this is body part one is Igbo banana. It's more sweeter than the native banana. It has more, and it's mainly more. It's more sugary. Some people use it for juice, but this is the particular one they use for juice. And banana bread, all this kind of ice cream. This is the particular thing they use for it. Why this is watermelon. Watermelon is good for the body, right? Everybody knows that. This apple now, there are two different types. We have the green one and the red one, right? The green one, it's for people that are diabetic, that have health issues. It's good for them more. Why this red one is just sweet, like anybody, general body can eat it. Why this is also English pear. English pear it's nice and it's more active than red apple.
We've come to the end of today's edition on Market Surveyor on Independent Television. Of course, I'm Stephanie Notoriua, and I've been putting you through the market to get to understand some nutritional value of some fruits, some veggies, and also to explore the downside of the business. Okay, it's been Market Surveyor on Independent Television, and I am Stephanie Notoriua.
ITV, certainly the best.
Omo number Nedo Ukwakwalokmolo Ewai II, Oba of Benin, performing during the 2025 Ododua Festival. Ododua Festival is unique as it was organized in honor of Ioba Omoni Hwoyeme, Ioba Ewai II, as part of activities for her burial rites. The rich traditions and cultural heritage of the Benin Kingdom were showcased when His Royal Majesty Ewai II engaged the floor to perform during Ugie Ododua in the palace ground in Benin City. In the dance performance, the Ogbelaka royal drummers supplied the needed impetus and rhythm for the dance. However, tributes are paid by the head of Benin deities to the monarch, who was the cynosure at the events. The event can best be imagined as the spiritual rejuvenation, stunned, spectaculars and guests at the colorful ceremony. 7 masquerades representing 7 spirits and deities conveyed different meaning in company with the head of the deities of Benin, with the Oba of Benin, who exhibited a grand cultural dexterity in his dance steps. Omonoba Nedu Ukwakolopolo, Ewai II, Oba of Benin, stepped out majestically with loud crowd to perform the Isoton rites of his late mother, Queen Mother Ioba Omoni Ikoyeme, Ioba Ewai II, who departed this world 49 years ago. Isoton is a traditional rite of the procession in memory of the departed person's spirit in Benin Kingdom. It is usually heralded by public display of the departed person's influence during their sojourn on earth. The display of a human effigy symbolizing the departed royal matriarch was preceded by the Oba of Benin, who led the procession from his palace to the Immortan Shrine at King Square in Benin City, where he offered prayers for the repose of the soul of the Queen Mother, Ioba Ewai II. Thereafter, a priest assigned to the Immortan Shrine offered Oba Ewai II items for Isoton on behalf of his family. However, chalk, known as Uri, represented a mixture from royal fans after ancestral spirits were invoked to bear witness and announce his arrival. On his way home, Oba Ewai paid tributes at various pilgrimage sites, including Queen Idia Tomb, beside Oba Market, where a cheerful crowd of traders abandoned their wares to catch a glimpse of the royal personage and join in the celebration.
certainly the best. ITV, certainly the best.
Welcome to 60 Minutes Nigeria. I am Wilson Omasha. This is a platform we'll get to take a look at issues bothering on the country for an hour. Topical issues, political, religious, educational, agricultural, power, you just name it. It cuts across board. Well, today on the program 60 Minutes Nigeria, we have two talking points for this edition. You might have heard about the retention or retaining, so to speak, of the Vice President Kashim Shettima by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to be his running mate come 2027. You know, there's this rumor making the round that he's not going to pick on Shettima, he's going to drop Shettima to make Nigerians happy and, of course, to balance the equation. The religious stability, so to speak, in the country is going to get a Christian running mate, but that seems not to be. He retained his vice, Shettima, and Nigerians have been talking so much about this. Now that is going to be our first point of call. And for the second topic, it's all about the Court of Appeal here upholding the judgment of the lower court about derecognition. Yes, derecognition, DE, the recognition of David Mark's led faction of the ADC. They didn't say that ADC is outrightly banned. No, they say that faction, they don't recognize it. That means they recognize other factions. So which of the faction right now are these people that are not recognizing the party? Who are they going to liaise with to make sure that ADC stands? Some are saying the target of the ruling party right now, in quote, is Alhaji Atiku Abubakar. They are saying they want to make him irrelevant politically to give APC straight victory without much opposition. Some might say the same thing is going to happen right now in the NDC. And if all these things just keep on happening, what do you think are the chances of opposition? 2 talking points for today. And of course, in course of this show, we'll be opening up the phone lines to get to hear your own views and opinion on these 2 topics we'll be talking about. That is in due course of the show. With me here in the studio, he is an Islamic scholar. He is an academia. He is also a political analyst and a member of the All Progressive Congress. A member also of Darewa, right? Let me to welcome Alhaji Ahmed Iwaike. Thank you so much for making it to the studio this afternoon.
Thank you so much, Mr. Wixon. Thank you, viewers at home.
All right. And joining us virtually, able to establish contact, is Elvis Brown, a vibrant youth, an entrepreneur, and of course a politician. You need to hear what he has to say about these 2 topics. When he started analyzing, you get to realize that really he's a free thinker, and of course, he wants a better Nigeria. Let's see if both of them will align today, or they will disagree to agree. That seems to be the case. Elvis, we're trying to establish contact with you. If you're up there, just let us know, okay? But right now, as I'm saying, broadcasting the show definitely must go on. Ahmed, were you surprised that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, against all odds, despite the talks, choose to retain Alhaji Kazim Shettima as his running mate for his second stint when we talk about 2027 election? Did you see it coming?
Yes, thank you for the question. I saw it coming because that is going to retain him, because if you understand the reason at the first instance why he picked up Senator Kashim Shettima to be his running mate is because of the volatility of this, the religion issue. And you know that Senator Kashim Shettima is representing the northern bloc. Why is he representing the southern bloc? And you agree with me that in the northern bloc of this country, we generally agree with me that the majority of the Muslims or the Muslim faithful believers should be up to 70%. I am not saying even just around 70%. Now, and in politics, democracy, especially the one we practice in Nigeria, is a game of numbers, game of having people to support you. And now, if he chooses to go and pick up a running mate that is a Christian, and you understand that the chances of the Northerners who are Muslims voting for him may also be slim. So you look at that, probability. So it's better for him to take a Muslim, so that the Muslim faithful will sympathize with their own brothers. Okay, let me support my own brother this time around, because Nigerian democratic system, or democracy without missing words, have been polarized with the issue of religion, ethnicity, as the case may be. Now in this case, he chooses to pick up a Muslim so that he can be able to gather the votes from the north. So for him, picking a Christian would have been a disastrous movement. So since he tested it at the first tenor, and there was actually a fight back, we quite agree. And even as as against all odds with the fight back from Khan, to be specific over this matter, he still found his way to victory. So if the formula worked at the first instance, why not repeating it? If it had not worked, we would have said, okay, it didn't work. It's only when you repeat one same mistake more than once that becomes a problem. But this time he tested it and it worked for him. So why not reapplying it again? So choosing a Muslim or Kashim Shettima, as the case may be, was the right bet for him to do, because it's all about strategy, it's all about numbers, it's all about winning, and it was focusing on him winning. And coming to the fact of a personality of Shettima as a person, he has not done bad as a VP. He has been a loyal servant. He has been a loyal boy. He has been a loyal person to the president. And we have never heard on media whereby the kind of fracas that Alhaji Atiku Abubakar was having with Obasanjo, we've not heard of that kind of fracas with Kashim Shettima and Tinubu. So he has always been a loyal VP. So why not bringing him back? Somebody who has been loyal who has been following your footsteps, who have been going errand for you, and who have been keen into your renewed hope agenda. So why will you not suddenly just drop in for no good reason? So in both ways, he has merited coming back as a vice presidential candidate.
You said he's merited coming back as a vice presidential candidate. Yes. I don't think this is undermining the stability, well, I say the equilibrium in religion when you talk about politics and governance. After all, before this election, it was Christian Muslim.
Yes.
Previous one to Christian Muslim. The only one that clicked there was the one with late MKO, and of course his running mate
was also a Muslim.
Yes.
Babagana
Kingibe. But after that, it was Christian Muslim, Christian Muslim, Christian Muslim.
Like I said earlier, you see that the major goal of an average politician is winning. That is why if a politician is to make a friendship with you, he has to look at your weight. What are you bringing to the table? It's just like, for example, you come to meet a politician and say, you are the youth leader of this very particular organization. You are not going to command respect if your organization that you are leading, the population is there. And somebody else just come introduce himself as a person. You that have a follower of 1,000 and somebody who have a follower of 100, to an average politician, the one that have a followership of 1,000 is more valuable to you than you, because this is 1,000 and this is 100, and you cannot compare the votes together. And you know, in an election, it's numbers that matters. You have a fantastic manifesto. I do have a fantastic manifesto, but whoever have the highest number as against my party name is the one that will be announced by INEC always. So this time around, the issue of religion, the man have to keep religion aside. The man have to bring up the religion that he knows can give him the votes. And outside using that issue of religion, who will give you the votes, we're only just using that word religion. When they start leading, nobody talks about religion any longer. Because when they are on the sharing table, nobody talks about religion any longer. It's just when it comes to the aspect of voting, the religion issue comes in. But after being voted for, issue of religion doesn't come to play. Now, we agreed that, yes, Muslim tickets, that was what brought both of them in. But I can barely tell you right now that we the Muslims have not felt anything that, now Muslim they lead though, so because that
Muslims. Why would you say that?
Yes, I am.
People take an exception to that.
No, thank God he says the calling in program, people will call him, so I'm here to respond to them.
Okay.
I am the treasurer of the Supreme Council for Islamic Affairs, those states is concerned. I can categorically tell you right now that when a Muslim is there or a Christian, that I don't see any difference from that. When we're having
are you speaking as an Edo State citizen or as a Nigerian?
Even as a Nigerian entirely, the Muslims are facing it, they are being hit badly over this. Okay, the insurgents, affecting the Muslims. Has nobody seen that?
Who are those insurgents?
So if we're to be okay, it's a matter of Muslim issue. Would have heard that, okay, maybe the Muslims are not going to be killed. So what am I trying to bring in issue right now is that the essence of President Tinubu picking Kashim Shettima have nothing to really do with religion. It's all about winning. That is the strategy. And the personality of Kashim Shettima is fantastic because of his credibility too. He's a sound man, he was a former governor, former senator, so automatically he has the credentials. So I am only trying to disabuse people's mind that, since the Muslims say they rule, it will come favor the Muslims. That is the area I'm trying to come in. That nobody should see it as a Muslim thing at all. See it as a Nigerian thing. Kashim Shettima is from Borno, President Bola Tinubu is from Lagos State. See it that way. Extract the religion out of it. The only angle President Tinubu on his own is picking is the father to get sympathy from the Muslim angle, because the Muslim will tend to vote their own person than rather than vote on that person. Because I said the Northern Bloc have less Muslim and less Christians than the Muslim. So for you to now go and pick up a Christian there, it's like you are shooting yourself at the foot. So you have to pick up a Muslim so that you have the vote, because the vote is what matters, because you quite agree that you have opponents from other political parties. So if you did not strategize well, how do you win? So you have to plan to win, not to plan to fail. So that is the essence of him bringing a Muslim from the northern region to be his running mate. But say in the other way around to say, so that to not benefit the Muslims, I'm not trying to say, no, that has nothing to do with benefiting the Muslims. So you're saying that don't benefit the Muslim, not to he has benefited us as a Nigerian. Has benefited us as a Nigerian, not as a Muslim. He said that, I would have been able to, since a Muslim was there, we have not been saying that a Muslim has been, uplifted or misbehaved. No, it's the same way. What I mean is that it's not we have been living our lives. The same benefit we have been gaining is what we are still having. No difference with the father. Oh, he's a Muslim now entered. I now got something special. That's what I'm
saying. No addition, no subtraction.
No subtraction. So the way we are believing our life as a normal Nigerian, same way we are still believing our life as a normal Nigerian.
Let's get to see if Elvis Brown has been able to, like, you know, join us virtually. Elvis, how are you doing? Elvis, are you there? Okay, if you need to establish contact with Elvis, definitely going to hear his own point of view. Well, now, you're talking about whether it be a Christian or Christian, Muslim or Muslim, doesn't really matter, because you've not really felt the impact as in it. How will I put it now, giving your own religion an advantage? Now, let's take a look at this picture. Are you now saying that the aspects of Christian-Muslim ticket is like invalid when you talk about politics?
It is not invalid. It works. I'm going to tell you that with the circumstances we found ourselves, if President Bola Ahmed Tinubu probably was a Christian, that would have been a fantastic, bidding. You understand what I'm saying? Because it's from the southern parts, then the northern parts. Then, this in this case, God designed President Tinubu happens to be a Muslim. And now, the northern region, from what I've always said, now happen to be more of the Muslims. Now, if he had decided, okay, let me take a Christian to balance it up, chances of you winning becomes a problem. And you know that going into the race, the aim is actually to finish the line. And that was his point. That was what he was looking at. We say, boots pimping up, say, at your mark, let's go. He's looking at the finishing line. The finishing line is his target. Irrespective of the media watching him, but the finishing line is his target. Tinubu, in this case, the finishing line is his target. How do I win? He said, so how do I get the votes of the Northerners? Here's the reason why, okay, I have to pick up a running mate from the North. And the running mate from the North need to come from this kind of extraction, so that I think they can get the sympathy of the Muslims. My opinion, though, it may also be that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu have different opinion that we are all Nigerians. The issue of religion has nothing to do with this case, because if he was a person who believes in too much religion, his wife would have been a Christian. He was not even a Christian, a pastor for that matter. So it's not the person that is so, there's a religious bigot. You understand, to say that is why his wife could be a pastor, and they have been living together since I know of Remi Tinubu and Bola Ahmed Tinubu. I have never heard on social media they have issues, meaning that they have a good union within themselves. So if he was that type that was a religious bigot that made him to pick up Kashim because of religiosity, they would have known from his wife that his wife would have been the one wearing the cob. But in this case, the wife is even a pastor, meaning that issue of religion to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has nothing to do with governance. But the issue is that how do we win our election? That is the major thing.
All right,
and with that, we'll give the dividends of democracy.
All right, now let's get to hear from Elvis. Elvis, how are you doing? Elvis, are you there? If you can hear me, please unmute yourself.
I can hear you loud and clear.
I can hear you right now, Elvis. Go ahead. What do you feel about all this?
All right. Good afternoon to my friend in the studio. I think that going into 2027 election, the greatest position of President Tinubu is the fracturing of opposition in the country, and not his running mate. The president understands that in 2023 there was a very serious issue with the person he chose as his running mate, because Nigeria is a multi-religious country where we vote along that line. And the ticket of 2023, the people spoke heavily against it, and that was why that they had to do all the manipulations that we saw in 2023. That was why that the candidate of the Labour Party and that of the PDP eventually had to try their matters in court. And I believe strongly, and this is my opinion, that if we had a judicial system that has not been so dastardized and corrupted, maybe we would have had a different outcome in 2023. But that being said, the president understands that the 2023 election, the people spoke heavily against it. And as a result, he is not willing to make the same mistake again. And that also has been a serious issue that the administration is considering. I understand that my friend is of the APC, and of course, his job is to defend his party and his religion. And my job is also to defend my religion and to do the job of the opposition. Now, let's look at it critically. For months now, nobody has said anything about the vice president of the country, Kashim Shettima. He has been benched because there have been discussions and counter discussion on what needs to be done. Because whether you like it or not, if he feels Shettima again, apart from the fact that he has been succeeded in disintegrating the opposition to a very large extent, which we will get to as we discuss the court issues with the ADC and others. Now, he has seen that going into election with Kashim Shettima as his running mate is definitely going to again reduce his chances, because there has been uproar as to whether or not Nigeria is an Islamic country, as to whether or not we are in an Islamic state. So you understand that the Christian nation in Nigeria are against that ticket, and they will still speak against it. They will still vote against it. And what is he doing right now? He's consulting. Now, my friend may not understand how important this is to the president, but that is number one thing. After Peter Obi, the next thing on his agenda is his running mate. The greatest thing on his agenda is Peter Obi, how to curb this man to stop him from even being on the ticket. Then when you leave that one, the next one is how do we remove Kashim Shettima so we can replace him with a Christian from the north. These are the things. And the president understands that. We cannot look at whether or not the election will be free, fair, credible, transparent. That's another issue entirely. But you cannot just wish away the issue of Kashim Shettima as the running mate of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. And I can tell you that except they are now 100% convinced the machinery to retain the seat is 100% or 98% in place, Kashim Shettima may not be the best option for President Mohamed Tinubu in 2027. I think this is my position on the matter.
All right, thank you so much. Elvis, you heard all he said. He said, after all, this is not a Muslim state. That might just be depicting that Nigerians don't have good Christian that can be a running mate to Mr. President. Take it from his point of view.
I have always maintained that the reason have nothing to do with religion. If it was a religion issue, President Tinubu would have not married a pastor. It is just all about strategy to win. Like I said, it was tested 2023. Yes, the CAN specifically worked or voted or worked against that ticket, but to no avail. It didn't, stop them from achieving their
But
victory.
the wife of the president is not the vice president.
I am telling you right now that even when CAN spoke against it, it didn't change anything. That you tested a process and it worked. What stops you from using it again? As long as the president used it the first time, it worked. And then he has no reason not to use it again for the second time. Then the issue of being that it's not a Muslim, Nigeria is a secular state. And that is what the constitution defines. It did not say it belongs to the Muslims, neither does it belong to the Christian. And as far as this issue is concerned, nobody is saying Muslims here, like I told you. Because if it is a Muslim here, I as a person, I have not seen any special package that, since Tinubu and Shettima are both Muslims, so because I'm a Muslim, not just a Muslim, stakeholder for that matter, I should be getting this every month, for example, or should have been getting this. I am not. What I'm saying that what I was benefiting or what I've got or what I've been living my life in Tinubu era, same way Buhari era, same way it is right now. I've not gotten any special package that, because of the fact that the both of them ruling this nation are Muslims, and as a Muslim stakeholder in Edo State, these are your benefits. I have not seen it. So what I'm trying to say right now, Mr. Elvis, right now, and other viewers at home, is that I am not saying that I am supporting it because I am a Muslim. No. That on the basis of the fact that the APC is looking for a strategy to win, and it's all about concerned to people. The northern blocks are majority of Muslims. So it's better off to take a Muslims in order for you to be able to use it to win an election. Okay, for an instance, you agree with me that Delta State is predominantly Christians. We know we have Muslims there. Then somebody now comes up, picks up a ticket as a Muslim, and he does not have much of the popularity, then somebody else from one region, a Christian, have that popularity, without being a Nigerian mindset, who do you think will win that election? So that is similar what we are doing right now. What we are saying right now, that the presidency have seen it from the own northern bloc region now, that okay, picking up a Muslim would be of an advantage for me winning my election, and that's the essence of picking Shettima. And not just only because he's not the only Muslim over there in the north. There are so many Muslims, but Shettima as a person have the charisma, have what it takes to become a vice president. Do you know what it means to be a former governor? Not just a governor, I think then he was a senator. Do you think it is easy? Me, that is a grassroots politician. So with that, he believes speaking Shettima would be able to help him outside religion, even with the religion, to also gather vote. So all these strategies are all for winning an election, not about depriving the Christians, nor depriving the traditional African worshippers or every other person their fundamental human rights or good governance that they need.
All right. Now, let me go to Elvis. Elvis, you've heard Ahmed Iwaike. But do you feel that with President Bola Tinubu being the president, of course, a vice president also being a Muslim, Shettima, do you feel that the dividends of democracy has been truncated or will be truncated once more if it becomes a reality that both of them eventually, I'm not INEC, I'm not voting for anybody, maybe they come out tops in the election?
Well, I don't see how that plays, because first of all, if you want to, let's look at the resume of Kashim Shettima, the way my brother has projected him as one very formidable character in Nigerian polity. We can look at history and check for ourselves if truly what is claimed about Kashim Shettima are right. First of all, we need to ask ourselves, who was the governor of Borno State when Chibok saga took place? We need to ask that, who was the governor of Borno State when Kabiru Sokoto, who bombed a church in Madala, was arrested in government house in Abuja, in Borno State government house in Abuja. We need to ask those questions. When you're preaching the character and the integrity of Kashim Shettima, we can look at those records. Nigerians are not stupid anyway. So that being said, we need to look at other very important issues. You are saying that having a Muslim ticket at the presidency does not reduce your benefit as a person. Well, I can tell you that it reduced my own as a benefit, because I feel like I don't have a voice in national issues. If my religion is not properly represented at the national government, I don't see how I get to have a voice. You can say that because you are represented. You can say that because you have the president as a Muslim. You have the vice president as a Muslim. You have the speaker of House of Rep as a Muslim. You have all those positions to yourself. So you can boldly say that, well, your benefits are not reduced. Mine are reduced. I can tell you that I don't feel secure the way I was under Goodluck Jonathan, or how secure I felt under late Yar'Adua, or how even secure I felt, as terrible as Buhari government is. My opinion again, as terrible as Buhari government is, how secure I felt under Buhari's government. I do not feel the same under this government. I feel like my security has been taken away 90%. So when you're talking about the fact that religion does not count, it counts for people like us. It counts for me, because of course, if I should have a say in the governance of my country, if I should have a say in electoral matters, my voice should be also represented at that level of governance. If you are picking a president in a country that has, dominant religion, Christian and Muslim religion dominating the country,
but Elvis, you're forgetting one thing, that Godswill Akpabio, the Senate president, is a Christian.
And
doesn't that count for much?
That is a yes-sir Senate president. He's a yes-sir Senate president.
He will take objection to your comments, Elvis. Because, come on, he is the president of the Senate, and he is a Christian, because they painted a picture of the leaders of Nigeria being Muslims.
In whose interest is the Senate president? Is it his own interest, or his interest of his party, or the interest of Nigerians? What has he done? What bills have been passed? What has he done as a Senate president that benefits ordinary Nigerians?
But he's a Christian.
Budget that was rushed through. It doesn't matter if you also, but you can question his Christianity. Actually, you can actually question his Christianity, but that's not even the point. Our focus right now is the president and the vice president. If you had a president that is a Muslim and you have a vice president that is a Muslim, then that means the country itself is tilting towards one direction of religion, and that is not good for our country. It's not good for the security of our citizens. It's not good. It's not. You need listen to me here, Wilson. In this country, we cannot look down on any religion, even traditional religion. At some point, most of us have agitated for every of the religion to be represented. Is a multi-religious country, for crying out loud. So you cannot say because you want to win election. This is the definition of the end justifies the means. So we just have to get it by all means necessary. The process does not matter. How we get it does not matter. We just get it, and then we decide what to do with it after we got it. And eventually, most times when they get it, they can do not. They ended up doing nothing with it. Like in this case that we are seeing now. You want to get by me, so you want to run a Muslim. Remember that the former governor of Kaduna State tried the same thing. That is El-Rufai, who is now, facing a lot of charges from this same government. He tried the same thing in Kaduna State for the first time. He ran a Muslim ticket in Kaduna State. Then what was the resulting effect of that? We understand the number of the southern Kaduna Christians that died under his administration. We understand the killings that took place in that administration. Look at the country today. Look at the level of kidnapping. Look at the level of ethnic cleansing that happening in different parts of the country. And you are telling me that nothing changes because all you need to do is to fill Muslim ticket to get, the power. Then what happens after getting the power? What happens to our people? What happens to our welfare? What happens to our well-being? What happens to security of lives and properties in the country?
Thank you, Elvis.
That does not matter.
Thank
then
you.
Definitely we have a problem in this country.
Thank you so much. We've heard your views and of course the opinions you heard. We've heard also YK's opinions and views. It's about time we go on a break. When we return, we'll dive into the second topic for today. I don't want this thing to rest right now. Maybe subsequently, perhaps we'll come again and revisit this particular topic. We'll go on a break. When we return, it's all about the Appeal Court upholding the judgment of the lesser cause, barring the David Mark-led faction of the ADC. Don't go away. We'll be right back. Thank you so much. If you just joined us, this is 60 Minutes Nigeria, reaching you live from Benin City, Edo State, South Nigeria. We've spoken about President Bola Ahmed Tinubu retaining Shetim Kashima as his running mate. We'll now dive into this other point of discussion on this segment, talking about the Court of Appeal upholding the judgment of the lower court. Yeah, that the David Mark faction, so to speak, of the ADC remains unrecognized. And people have been talking about this. People have been giving so many interpretations. Some are saying this is misrepresentation of justice. Others are saying no, it's the right thing to do. Give it back to the original owners. The question now is, who are the original owners? Well, I want to start off with Elvis Brown for a reason. After you took the first shot of the first discussion, right? Now let's get to it from Elvis Brown. Elvis, what do you feel about these judgments? Like all the political parties, they are jittery, they are shivering, they don't know what next. What do you feel will be the impact of this judgment?
Well, thank you very much, Wilson. I think the judgment I've seen, I've not seen much of the judgment, but for what I've seen from the judgment, the court bar INEC from recognizing the David Mark faction or committee, caretaker committee of the party. And that's a whole lot. When you are, like I said before in our first segment, that the advantage that this government has
We do sincerely want to apologize for that breaking transmission. It was occasioned by, some technical issues. Our engineers on top of the situation. If you just joined us, this is 60 Minutes Nigeria. We're taking a look at the Court of Appeal upholding the judgments Committee recognizing the David Mark-led faction. And I have Ahmed YK and, of course, Elvis Brown with me here discussing this issue. Though Elvis Brown is like with us virtually. Elvis Brown, you're making a point before that breaking transmission. Please commence with the points you were like raising.
Yes. So I was saying that, can you hear me, Wilson?
Loud and clear. Yeah, I can.
All right. I was saying that we cannot entirely blame the ruling party for the crisis and the challenges of the opposition in totality or in general. Now, I've advocated for the need for every political party or every political player to, first of all, carefully study the constitution of the political party they align themselves with before proceeding with such alignment. You cannot go into a political party. In Nigeria, we like shortcuts. And then when, we meet with roadblock, we start blaming an unseen hand and unseen enemy for our misfortune. How do you get into a political party and then you created an alignment, you formed a coalition, you carry people along to join that political party? And then remember, I was in the studio and I actually criticized Peter Obi badly for being in such alignment, such coalition. You can't get into a coalition without following the constitution of the party. And so this judge is citing those errors in the alliance to say, look, you didn't do A, B, C to take over the party. And so you jump point A, and when we want to begin from point B to point C to take over the party. And so he's telling INEC, do not recognize their National Working Committee. And by virtue of that judgment, a lot has gone wrong for the party and for the opposition. Of course, it makes it better for us, those of us who are in the NDC, if they did not also come to give a judgment that will destroy our position in the NDC. But I can tell you clearly that it is the leaders who went to join the ADC without first of all sitting down to look at the situation of the NDC, bringing everybody on board and getting those two. A lot of times, I love the way Obasanjo would operate in those days, even though a lot of people will say it's undemocratic. Most time before they give an appointment, you already submitted your resignation letter without a date. And so they are giving you an appointment letter, you are submitting your resignation letter. You understand what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, when you are leaving, or when you are asked to leave, it's just a matter of adding dates to the letter you have submitted, and then you are gone. So if you go into form an alignment with a political party, and you don't settle down to look at to dot the I's and cross the T's to say, oh, look at what we need to do, these are things we need to do, this is where we need to get started, formalize the process of a convention or party elections, as it were, to get your men into positions. You just came in and then you push everybody aside. Anybody can be reached out to go to court, and if anybody goes to court, definitely the court will hand them judgment. You have a very polarized political society like ours in Nigeria, and then you still go form alliance without being carefully looking at it to say we have 37 state chairmen in the party, and if at all 30 of them say go ahead, what about the remaining 7? If 36 say go ahead, what about that remaining 1? The remaining 1 can be used by the ruling party to get a judgment to invalidate your action. So I think that they did themselves in this one, and I pray that they're able to get themselves out of it. Otherwise, Atiku himself and the rest of them will go and wait for 2031, because it gets to a point where you can no longer do anything about it. You can remain in the court until election or after election. Nigeria will keep moving on. We just keep moving on as though nothing happens. This country will know how to move on. Nobody's going to come and protest for you because you've been handed a judgment that is not favorable to you. Nobody's going to do that. You are supposed to have sat down to check out. The funny part is that most of these persons have senior advocates of this country at their services who attend to them, who help them, look at cases, look at issues. Whether or not those people, they don't take the advice of those people, or those people also do not have a core or grounded understanding of the constitution of the country and judgments upon judgment that have been delivered in this country with regards to political party leadership, one cannot really explain it.
All right.
But the bottom line is that the judgment that the court has given concerning the ADC, barring INEC from recognizing it, is a result of the leadership, the David Mark-led National Working Committee's own undoing, who have actually cut corners to take over the party.
You've made your points right now. I will definitely come back to you. Well, Ahmed, you heard him. He said if it's so happened that this case continues till whatever, it's going to be an advantage to his own party, the NDC. But from your own angle, the APC, ponder it like accusing your party that are the ones behind all of this, distorting the arrangement of political parties, and are going to be strong enough to stand against them come 2027.
I disagree. 2023, they all stood against our party, and our party still won. And thank God the man who finished speaking, my very good friend Elvis Brown, has actually analyzed everything the way it ought to be. This time around, I thank God he didn't point fingers at the All Progressive Congress. He blamed the David Mark-led faction for their woes. This time around is very crystal clear. APC have nothing to do with their woes. Whatever is happening to them, APC have no business with that. The problem is they themselves. And I listened carefully to Elvis Brown. You have analyzed everything. You are coming to a party that have a constitution, and you decide to ignore the writings in the constitution and say, who are those ones, or what is there? You can always have your way. Whatever the court is passing judgment with is based on constitutional issues. The sitting state chairman, their tenure have not expired, and you are bullying them aside, and you are setting up a critical committee, and then you went ahead for Congress. What else do you expect? APC have no business in this issue here. The problem right now is that is the David Mark-led group who ought to have known that this chairman, not acting now, sitting chairman, their tenure will be expiring by May. What stops people from patiently waiting by May and then doing the normal?
That is May next year.
May 26 this year.
This year?
Yes.
That means we've gone beyond May.
That is what I'm saying.
This is July.
But they went ahead to sit there when they took over last year.
Okay, before the expiration date.
Yes, their tenure have not expired. That is where the challenge is now. You were elected, you have a mandate, and that mandate speaks for 4 good years. Suddenly somebody just said at the top level, you have handed over power. Then the center will just cascade and remove people that were duly elected. They have constitutional parkings that they have 4 years. Who does that? And now you are pointing fingers at your Progressive Congress. No, Progressive Congress does not have any business with this. The problem is they themselves. They carefully analyzed everything. You were coming into a party. You didn't carefully. ADC before David Mark, they already have so many litigations. Not even after David Mark came, or because Atiku is on the ballot. Not at all. They already have so many litigations. You understand? If you are running, if they are surviving here, another one is coming up. Do you know they've had appeal court judgment before now? They have a federal court judgment before now. Now I think they've also had a Supreme Court judgment who says that South should return back to antebellum or whatever they speak the Latin word. Now they are still going back to Supreme Court again over this one now. So the chances that they have is very slim. On one ground that David Mark will survive is that there's only almost like a standing rule from the Supreme Court that courts should stay away from internal democratic affairs. If the Supreme Court judges stand with that, then David Mark will fly, based on the fact that these are internal party affairs. But again, internal party affairs can actually go to court when there's a constitutional breach, and which the David Mark-led group have done. So there is no way they will relax by not taking it to court, because it will be unruly for them to start staging themselves by fighting physically. So what you have to do, you have to go to law to interpret that same constitution very well. And the constitution have said this, and then the law will be the one to interpret. So the chances of David Mark surviving these issues is very slim. And it's going to be on the judgment of the judges, that if they want to base their Supreme Court judgment on the fact that this is an internal party affairs, so it should be handled by the party. On that note, the sitting chairman, UPO ought not to have removed them. There was also a federal court judgment that said UPO should not go for the Congress, and UPO still went ahead to go in Congress. With that, there's no big English about it. David Mark-led ADC will just fade out of the way. And this time around, nobody is saying ADC should not be on the ballot, please. But they are saying the David Mark-led. So there's another seven.
Type is RGT worker that there's a of the political
I think it's a picture that to break edge, the serpent will bite. So in this case, the serpent here could be likened to the APC, and those who break the edge are those who willfully commit a constitutional breach, hoping that nobody will notice it. And then the APC is on the lookout, looking for every loopholes, every mistake you make. You know, if you address a press conference, you say good morning in the afternoon, they want to ask their lawyer if that is prosecutable.
Right,
so
if we have a call. Ebbs, hold on, we have a caller. Hello. Good afternoon. Welcome to 60 Minutes Nigeria. What's your name?
Yes, this is Advocate. Well, the truth is this. It's not that there may not be one constitutional breaches or not, but it is obvious that the hand of the ruling party is in all this. It is very obvious. Nobody can deny that. But they should allow opposition to strike, because that is the beauty of democracy. Because the whole thing is sliding into one party. They have coerced in one way or the other to ensure that every state governor are not in APC. In fact, it is even the faulty foundation at the beginning. Because the governor elected under a backbone was not expected to cross-carted. Because that is why you see the beauty of democracy now. It's not even there. It's not even there. The game is no longer interesting now. Are you not aware? It's no longer interesting. Because the chief voices that can even stand now have been discouraged. So the whole thing is sliding into a one-party state. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Advocate. He said he cannot really remove the APC from the blend, that their hands is truly behind what is going on within these political parties. Ahmed, you just heard a caller. Well, let's, Elvis, please, you have to anchor right now with the point you were given.
All right, thank you very much. I heard the caller. Well, I understand his position. You know, Nigeria, the whole situation has become very frustrating. People are frustrated as the direction the politicking is going. But you know, my position remains my position that if the APC does not see an offense, they have no reason to want to even try to influence the court cases and all that. Imagine that David Mark led National Working Committee had done the right thing. On what ground would they have been in court in the first place? You know, when Peter Obi moved into that coalition, I came on air and I blasted him. Even though I'm a loyal supporter of Peter Obi, I blasted him. I said, that is a trap. There's no road there. And I refused to follow him to the ADC because I knew, as a layman, I looked at the constitution, I knew something was wrong, and I knew they were not going to survive it. That was as far back as last year or so, when they were having all those coalition discussions and the rest. I was angry with the fact that Obi was even wanting to be part of that. But the moment he moved to the NDC, I moved immediately, because this one is a fresh party, and you know, the platform is given to him, and he's not going there to bring in people to take over the leadership.
Don't forget
he
that
was
NDC too, they have their own issues. Maybe later we start hearing about stories making the round pertaining to the NDC. I know you will say God forbid, okay? Just hold on. We are pressed for time. Let's get to hear from Ahmed Iwaeke to give us his final words on this particular discussion. Go ahead, Ahmed.
The final word is that, please, they should leave APC out of the wars, the issues affecting ADC. ADC, they've shot themselves in the foot by not following their the constitution, and they should not continue to blame President Tinubu for their own problem. They should know right now that the APC is very focused in winning the election, and they are campaigning, and they are ensuring that everybody key into the renewed hope agenda. As you see in the last local government election, you could see the massive turnout at the election, and the votes that the Edo State got 2.1 million votes.
That'll be a topic for another day. Ahmed, that is going to be a topic for another day. 2.1 million votes.
We are coasting into victory, so we don't have any problem trying to use legal issue to affect anybody. Please be on the ballot. We're also on the ballot, and we'll definitely win our election by God's grace.
So you're set for battle.
We are set for battle.
Elvis, 30 seconds to summarize your point, please. Just 30 seconds. Elvis, your parting word on this particular discussion.
Yeah, thank you very much, Wese. I think that my brother in this to understand how his party does their thing. So I'm not here to speak for their party. But we cannot completely rule out the fact that APC is also jittery, and that's why you see that whatever loopholes they find, they are sponsoring it, they are pushing it. They're sponsor for the registration of NDC and other political parties. These are fears also. These are fears. So if you feel confident that you're going to win, allow these parties to go on with their preparation. Allow them to go on with their election. If you see all this, stop approaching the court. Stop using proxies to challenge everything in court. And I think that's the jittery that we need to look at.
So there is a proxy to challenge the other party in court.
We are battle ready. We want you all to be on the ballot. You're going to win the people consistent of January.
Thank you, Elvis. Thank you so much, Ahmed. Thank you for being on the show. Thank you for spending part of the time watching. Well, we reached out to some ADC members. You know, they are still consulting. They said, look, we cannot be on air. We are still doing 1 or 2 consultations. Not to worry. Probably next week, you're going to hear from them. They say no factions, but say no, they are factions. So we don't know what to believe right now. But all the same, all we want is a better Nigeria. We'll do it again next week, Thursday, next week, God willing. Bye for now.
This is ITV.
Certainly the best.
ITV. Certainly the best.
This is Aqua Game, a popular game in Africa played by our ancestors to entertain themselves after each day of farming. It is also relevant in our coronation in Africa. It is a sport and indeed very interesting, as every seed had a role in the game. Playtime is 45 minutes per set. There is no age limit as long as you can spin aqua seed. Ayo or aqua game, known as the game of intellectual. This game requires a lot of mathematical skills. Aqua game is played with carved wooden box containing 12 holes.
ITV, certainly the best.
Joining us on this week's edition of the program, Icons. Icon is a program designed where we showcase individuals and personalities who have made a mark in their chosen profession. And so you learn from their story to enhance your productivity, your efficiency, your effectiveness, and your output generally. The program was designed to ensure that we give value to life from the experiences of those who are contemporaries, those who have gone ahead of us to achieve so much in the society. And I'm Sonny Duke Okosun, your host on the program. My guest is Chief Henry Iyobosa Legema, the iconic Legema, I must say. Good to have you on the program. Good to have you on the program. Yes, all right, let's look at how the industry has evolved over the years. What used to be in the days of yore, not happening anymore. But if you were to do a comparative analysis between what you used to have then and what we have today, in terms of revenue streams, in terms of technology and all of that, what would be your key assessment points?
There's been a drastic, I would say, improvement commercially. But there's been a deliberate drag back on professionalism, you know. But for who I am, it is not the monies that we can make that is my drive. My drive is my passion for the craft, you know. So I don't look at what we can make first. But there is no show without the business. That's what it's show business, isn't it? So comparing then and now, professionally it was better then.
Financially it's better today.
Now, you know. And our people are beginning to realize that the act is not for dropouts or for, you know, the never do wells. you know, and I think we are beginning to get our opportunities when necessary and when it's important.
How is the industry responding to technology, particularly streaming platforms, and then some of the latest innovations in terms of equipment quality and all of that?
If you don't embrace it, you die. You know, so it's our oxygen. You know, that's what we have. That's why it was quickly embraced, and we're all, you know, actualizing, you know, the new things we're learning. You know, there are for instance, organizing the relevance of AI to filmmaking, and AGN has done something like that. You know, all the kids they are doing, they're, you know, integrating and reorientating our people in the new terms for the craft. You know.
So who would you say are your greatest motivators, your mentors in the industry, people you looked forward to both locally and on the international stage?
I don't have anybody internationally. I don't.
Is there a reason for that?
I'm a complete Benin man, my brother. I'm 101% Benin man, and my craft is my craft, not Oyibo craft. If you see my style, my craft is not tainted by any influence, especially Oyibo influence. You know. I am first of all a Nigerian, and I try to, if I can't tell my story by myself, who will tell it for me? You know. So as for people I've looked at, my role models, so to speak, the first one will be Akin Keru, late Akin Keru. Yoruba man whose mother was Obamedu. One of the finest actors I have ever seen in my life. He was in that great Lambodo. Was one of the artists here who represented our state in the team and I was in that same production, but as a page boy. In 1977.
Wow.
You know, Akin Keru was one of the greatest actors Nigeria ever saw. Then of course Sam Loco, you know, and O.J. Ben, Cleophas Elegon, Amiwo's father in Port of Life.
Okay.
Those were thespians, my brother. They ate, drank, lived, slept drama. You know, even Felix Ogie, Kasma Suleiman, you know. Then in the nowadays, RMD, my contemporary, another fine actor, was here in Benin. My small cousin, Pedro Baseki, was an inspiration. You know, he was the first person who made me play a clown, a village jester in The Prince. Somebody was the prince. And it was the first time I was playing that kind of role. I never believed I could carry it. You know. But he told me, "Pa, there is nothing you that I know cannot do." I said, "Clown, me." I've always thought myself a very serious actor. He said, "Pa, without knowing you are a comedian." You know. I was shocked at what I could, you know,
do with that character.
I was in a war for months, for weeks, shooting, you know, and you know, I think that was one of my best performances, I tell you, in this business. Then you may think Pedro Baseki is a young man. He's done everything in this industry, everything. Even for his young age, he's achieved everything. One of the best directors. Look at his play, his film. I mean, Eziza. There is no film like that in this country. And there's never been, and I don't think there will still be. Only my film, Ataparapa, and Jerome, I'm sure those are the ones that can match that. If not better it.
Okay.
You know, with technology.
With technology now,
yes.
Which is available now.
Yes. You know. Then of course Lancelot. Boisterous young man, but he's a very together person. He loves his craft, and he does not shy away from talking about it and shouting from the highest mountains about it, you know. Otherwise, he's one of our best, and we have done well to support him. I think I've been in over 20 to 30 of his films.
Wow.
You know.
Wow.
And that is one way we can support ourselves.
Absolutely.
It's not the money.
Yeah.
It's not like me. I don't think Maybe 1 or 2 persons have paid me for acting for them. You know, I finish with you and walk away because I feel it's one way to encourage you. You know, it's not because I have too much, but it's one way. I didn't have anything to start this business.
People also supported you back then.
Yes, yes. So I don't see why I should stress or strain your pulse to make you achieve what you want to do.
Okay. What would you say are those values? Some of them you highlighted, but I just want us to talk a bit more about those values and virtues that you held on to that has kept you thus far in the industry, which I believe strongly our younger people, younger actors, actresses need to learn from.
First thing first is know who you are and believe in you. That's one. It's like the foundation. Know the talent you have. Know, the strength of your talent.
Okay.
Then hone it properly. Because it's you. There shouldn't be shortcuts or cutting corners to it. You must go through the mill. That's the only way you can actually be, when they say wet your whistle, that's the only way you can actually clean your pipe. Or like cleaning your lungs for fresh and clean breath, Then 2, you must be dedicated to the craft. Otherwise it will leave you. It's like a guitarist who leaves his guitar for 1 month. The guitar craft will leave you. To start again, you start to learn
all over again.
That's how the act is. You must practice it every day, whether you are alone, whether you are in a production situation. And don't let money be your focus. Don't let the glitz, the glamour be your focus. Otherwise you'll be a flash in the pan. It's like fashion. It has its season.
Yeah.
That's how it is. But if you are in for the craft, and you are an absolute practitioner of the craft, you may not have that kind of fame, but you will be there.
Consistently.
You will just be a necessary evil there.
I like that word.
People anybody who's coming to shoot anywhere will say, where is that legal?
Yeah.
Well, because you have made yourself relevant. And don't ever go on set and be a problem.
What do you mean by that?
Some people come and they come with all sorts of excuses, especially if they are collected monies. He will know that he's having another shoot in 5 days' time.
He will collect the money.
He will collect the money, and 3 days to the 5th day, he starts to give you problem with, I'm not well, my mother is in the hospital. Those kind of excuses. You may get away with it first, second time, but you may not have another job from that city.
Because that would be people's perception of you, and then use it against you.
So we try, we follow that, our slogan that says the show must go on.
Go on.
So whatever. I pulled a tooth. I pulled a tooth to go on the set.
Wow.
I was on set when my immediate elder brother died. I finished. I didn't talk.
That's commitment, dedication to the contract, to the craft, just like you said.
And the minute you can have that dedication to the craft, the sky will just be your threshold.
Okay. As we round up now quickly, what should we expect from you? What do you have?
In the pipeline?
Yes, in the pipeline. What are you doing? Do you still act? Do you still shoot? Do you still produce? Do you still direct? And when you look back, how many movies would you give credit to as your personal production?
Whoa. Movies. Maybe like my personal movies. Maybe like 47, 48.
Wow, that's huge.
Then I produced for others about 50 something.
That's huge.
Right now, we are starting a new phase of filmmaking.
Why do you say new phase?
Because it's not what we have been doing or what we did before now. It's completing the movie and then animating the movies. It's a new deal we are starting with the Chinese.
Okay.
And we are starting with our own stories, epic stories. Joromi, Kwase, what do you call it? Atakparakpa, Isia Nazoloa, then Nikki, all those
movies on way back, yeah.
So that's what we are doing. All the scripts already. We are doing our crossing our teeth and dotting our eyes.
Okay.
By tomorrow, Pedi is starting his own, the cartoon version of Ikoka. Tomorrow, and I'm playing with him. So
okay.
He's the director. I'm just an actor.
Okay, in that sense.
But I'll be there tomorrow, and I'm thinking to take some the whole of this week for that.
Okay. Okay.
So that's where we are. So right now, I have 2 films to release in the next couple of days.
Interesting.
Mother Dearest and A Woman of Virtue.
Now we're back to the theaters. I mean, the return of theaters.
Yeah.
How is that adding value to the industry?
Well, it should add value because it's a plus.
But it looks like it's not adding value from that.
Because that's why I said we have no actors anymore. The crop of actors we have now don't know stage. And they are not interested because there's no glamour, there's no glitz. And according to them, no money. So glamour, glitz, fashion, and money is their push.
Okay.
Only very few actors like myself, Tete Negiabi, Rajo Sawaru, Uniso Morigi, Cliffy Benovia, Sonny Duboy, and a few others. Eli Abaseki, Jennifer Abaseki, those are the ones who have the drive for, or the passion for stage, and of course, what do you call this girl? Peace Osawayi. Call them anytime. They prefer the stage to movies. Ameze Okponu.
Okay.
These are fantastic stage actors who are ready to work anytime.
Okay, but we've seen a lot of movies going to theaters, not necessarily the stage kind of theater.
Theater.
Yeah, we've seen that. I mean, for a while, it was more of the stage, but we're seeing movies going to theater, people going. How is that adding value to the system today?
It's one of the distribution windows.
Okay.
For filmmaking.
Okay.
And we have embraced that a long time. I have had 3 films that have gone to the cinemas and theaters.
So how do you see yourself in the next 5 years, 10 years? So maybe if I ask this, how old are you today? Or are you,
I'm near 60. I'm near 70 than 60.
Wow, you don't look it more big. So what's the secret?
Just mind your business.
Wow.
Don't interfere in other people's matter.
Wow. No, if you tell somebody you're 50, I'm sure they'll believe you without even.
Don't reduce my market value. So let's keep it like that. So where do I see myself in another 5 years? I think I'm slowing down on acting. I want to concentrate on producing and directing. Okay. And I'm not getting any younger. So I will only be I'm selecting roles to play these days. I can't be playing all that daga I used to do. So I play king.
But you can still play level. I mean, with this look that you've got.
Well, it will be a one-off thing. I can't be. Nobody can call me a lover boy anymore.
Anyways, it was a delight having you here on the show. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you. My guest has been Chief Harry Yobosa Legema, veteran Nollywood actor, producer, director, script writer, everything Nollywood. Hall of Fame Nollywood. Legend Nollywood. Former president of Association of Movie Producers in Edo State. Still chairman. Okay, interesting. Anyways, thank you so much for the impact that you've made. We wish you the very best as you look to the next decade of your craft. Thank you. And that's our package today on the program, Icons. We hope you had a great time watching. Be sure to join us and we'll bring you a fresh episode of the program. And I'm Sonny Duke Okosun, thanking you for staying with us. Bye for now.
Ugieni Madonna, Imazedion, Orero, obviously Agbe, Manazo, or Ugieni Madonna.
You will have to serve the community for 30 years before you come to this stage. They will ordain you ordain title. Then by then you are one of the elder.
This year now, we don't read the year, so that's why we can do this year.
Historically, joining the Elders Council, an individual must have reached a certain age and must have made significant contributions to the community through leadership, service, or other meaningful ways. There was jubilation in the community as sons and daughters of Okada, both at home and in the diaspora, trooped out to be part of the ceremony with various hymns of the initiates agog with festivities. Friends and well-wishers of those initiated into the Elders Council jubilated at the Ogwedion after performing all traditional rites. The elders, known as Edion, in company with their loved ones, danced to their various homes where guests and family members were entertained.
ITV, certainly the best.
Ojode Atwaje, Abẹ́ẹ̀dọ́pẹ́. Ayaba Atwaje, Abẹ́ẹ̀dọ́pẹ́. Adaye Atwaje, Abẹ́ẹ̀dọ́pẹ́. Ẹgbẹ̀dúwà.
A very pleasant afternoon to you. Thank you for joining us on the ITV News for this time. I am Lawrence Osifo. Remember to watch ITV Live online at www.itvradio.ng.com/live or follow us on our social media platform on Facebook, X, Instagram, YouTube and TikTok at ITV Radio NG. And some of the stories we're tracking for you at this time, where the appeal court sitting in Abuja has validated the guidelines of the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) on the conduct of the 2027 general elections. In a unanimous judgment, the appellate court voided and set aside the May 20th judgment of the Federal High Court sitting in Abuja, which nullified the guidelines and barred their implementation. In the lead judgment prepared by Justice Adebunkola Banjoko, but read by Justice Okon Abang, the Court of Appeal held that Youth Party, which instituted the case against the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC), lacked the legal powers, that is, the locus standi, to do what it did. Justice Banjoko said that the party did not explain how the guidelines affected it and its members in the conduct of its primary elections for the nomination of candidates for the 2027 polls. The court also held that the YPP failed to the Youth Party, the YP, failed to establish how the guidelines affected the submission of its nominated candidates to the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC). The three justices unanimously agreed that Justice Mohammed Umaru of the Federal High Court, Abuja, who on May 20th nullified the guidelines on the grounds that it violated some provisions of the Electoral Act, did so in gross errors and led to a miscarriage of justice. The Minister of Works, Engineer Dave Umahi, has dismissed any foul play in the death of Nurse Mary Habila, warning against the politicization of the matter. Umahi, who spoke at a press conference in Abuja on Thursday, said that both of them had worked together for 3 years. The minister said Mary was like a daughter to him and provided an insight into her last moments, explaining that the deceased was a staff of the Federal Medical University. She was a nurse and not a physiotherapist. The minister added that her family and his family are like one, and she has a medical record in Turkish hospital with her treatments paid for by him. The former governor of Ebonyi State said that the Habila spoke to her boyfriend at the hour of her death, complaining that she was bleeding from the nose. Habila was part of a medical team accompanying Umahi to his hometown in Uburu, in Ohozara local government area of Ebonyi State, where she was allegedly found dead within his residential compound. And security operatives have rescued 4 persons abducted during an attack in a school. The Kogi State government have stated 4 students, while their principal and an ad hoc staff member of the National Examination Council, NECO, were abducted on Tuesday when the school in Uda Ekina in Dekina local government area of Kogi State came under attack. The Kogi State Commissioner for Information and Communications, Kingsley Fanwu, yesterday said that the victims have regained their freedom. He described the rescue as the outcome of the coordinated security operations ordered by Governor Usman Ododo immediately after the incident. The commissioner said that while inspecting the armored personnel carrier APC procured vehicle by the Kogi State government to strengthen the fight against criminality, the governor assured newsmen that every effort was being made to secure the release of the victims. He says that the sustained pressure on the kidnappers and the saturation of the forest by heavily armed security personnel forced the criminals to abandon their victims and flee. A resident of Oseme de Uhumidum, a New Market, on Wednesday staged a peaceful protest at the Benin Electricity Distribution Company BEDC office at Ikpema in Benin City over the increase in estimated electricity bills. Esther Ogoro reports that the protesters appealed to the Edo State government and relevant authorities to review the estimated billing system.
The protesters gathered at Benin Electricity Distribution Company at Ikpema Street. Led by Mr. Smart Osaigede, voiced their concerns and expressed dissatisfaction, chanting solidarity songs while calling for fair electricity billing system.
We are at BEDC office at Ikpema to register our protest against the outrageous billing system that has left us as a community totally gobsmacked. And we understand that it is the policy of the federal government to disco. So this is an avenue to reach out to you, federal government themselves, that look, you can't make policies to strangulate your citizens.
Some of the protesters said the increase in estimated electricity bills has placed a heavy financial burden on many residents.
Like me, I'm a fashion designer and I get my own shop. So imagine just this month we pass now, NEPA they bring bill come for me of 106,000 naira. You know, I don't know how much I make for 1 month when they expect me to pay NEPA bill of 106,000.
How on earth can we pay such an amount when what we consume is far, far less? So we are here to register our grievance that it is totally unacceptable. They should look into it.
The news crew visited BEDC head office at Apapava and were informed off camera that investigations are ongoing on the issue. From Benin, Esther Ogoro, ITV News.
The honorary Romanian consul to Edo and Delta states of Nigeria, His Excellency Sir Chief Dr. Gabriel Usawari Benedion, the Esama of Benin, has been eulogized as the oldest patron of the Boys Brigade Nigeria. The disclosure was made on Wednesday when members of the organization paid a courtesy visit to the Petrarch at his Garden of Eden residence in Benin City. Pius Usogo brings us details.
Leading the delegation, the President, Boys Brigade Nigeria, Edo State Council, Sir Bibawe James Brar, said the Esama of Benin was conferred as patron of the group in 1968. According to him, the purpose of the visit was in anticipation of the Esama's forthcoming birthday and to assure him of the group's continued loyalty and support.
If we go by the Nigerian history, I don't think there is any surviving person who has been a patron since 1968 to this moment.
National Treasurer of the group, Dr. Mrs. Blessing Emuse, took a ceremonial salute in honor of the Esama and commended him for his unwavering support to the organization over the years.
Dr. Mrs. Blessing Emuse.
They later presented a banneret to the Esama of Benin, a symbol that he is a member of the Boys Brigade family. The Chairman Board of Patrons, Boys Brigade of Nigeria, Edo State, and former Chief Judge of Edo State, Justice Esoe Ikpoe, was represented by Justice Efe Ikpomoba.
Our dear Chief Patron, on behalf of the Board of Patrons of the Boys Brigade, the officers and the boys themselves, we want to thank you for this honor and privilege to pay you this courtesy call. We want to thank you, sir, for your support and your leadership.
In his response, the Esama of Benin, Sir Chief Dr. Gabriel Osawari Benedium, thanked the Boys Brigade for the visit and pledged to continue supporting the group and its activities aimed at building character and discipline among young people.
The issue you are stepping into very big. This organization has been on years and years. I'm so happy that you carried it on.
The visit had in attendance Edo State Secretary of Boys Brigade Nigeria, Mr. Jacob Ezomo, and the State Patron, Pastor Dan Omosusi, amongst other dignitaries. The Boys Brigade Nigeria, a youth organization founded on Christian principles, focuses on the spiritual, educational, and social development of boys. From Benin, Pius Nsogo, ITV News.
The Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, says it is considering conducting a comprehensive audit of its electoral technology systems and staging a mock presidential election as part of efforts to strengthen preparations for the 2027 general election. INEC's chairman, Professor Josh Amukbiton, disclosed this on Thursday while receiving the British High Commissioner to Nigeria, Dr. Richard Montgomery, during a courtesy visit to the Commission's headquarters in Abuja. Amukbiton said that the proposals which were being considered by the Commission were prompted by concerns arising from the 2023 general elections, particularly over the reliability of election technology. According to him, the Commission is considering auditing all electoral systems ahead of the 2027 presidential polls and conducting a mock presidential election to test the readiness of its process and technology before the actual elections. The INEC chairman noted that the proposed exercises were not originally conducted in the Commission's budget, but said INEC would explore ways of implementing them because of their potential to strengthen the credibility of the elections. And talking business, where the Federal Airport Authority of Nigeria, FAAN, says it is rolling out VPass, a biometric identification verification system designed to make domestic air travel faster, safer, and more seamless. Director, Public Affairs and Consumer Protection, Federal Airport Authority of Nigeria, FAAN, Henry Agbebire, said that the authority entered into partnership with the MS Vivid Technologies Limited to drive the system that will let passengers confirm their identities through facial recognition, reducing the need to rely on physical ID documents at airports. Agbebiri says that the rollout was reviewed during a strategic meeting between the Federal Airport Authority of Nigeria (FAAN) and Vexit Technologies Limited, where both sides discussed the deployment plans, security measures, and ways to improve the passengers' experience. Also speaking, FAAN Director of Commercial and Business Development, Ms. Adebola Agunbiade, said the initiative shows its commitment to using technology to improve passengers' facilitation and aviation security across domestic airports. VPAS will give travelers a secure digital identity through a one-time enrollment process. The Nigerian passengers will register with their National Identification Number (NIN) and facial biometrics capture, while foreign passengers will enroll using their international passport through OCRs and biometric authentication. The system will check passengers before they enter restricted areas and again before boarding. This dual verification process is meant to prevent impersonation, unauthorized access, and identity fraud by giving security agencies greater confidence in passenger authentication. During the rollout, passengers will be able to use self-service kiosk or get help from FAAN staff. To entertainment, where Nigeria Grammy Award winner Master Damini Ogulu, popularly known as Burna Boy, has extended his record as the most certified Nigerian artist in France after his collaboration with Colombian singer Shakira Dai received a gold certification in the European country. The song served as the official anthem of the 2026 FIFA World Cup hosted by Canada, Mexico, and the United States. Blending Spanish and English, the upbeat track enjoyed a massive commercial success and climbed to the top of the global streaming charts. Burna Boy and Shakira performed the anthem during the opening ceremony of the World Cup in Mexico and are also scheduled to headline the tournament's historic 30-minute halftime show during the final on the 19th of July 2026. The latest certification further cements the reputation as one of the most successful African artists in the French music market. The Afrofusion star has now amassed 17 certification plaques in France, and the highest ever by a Nigerian artist. His achievements include 6 diamond certifications for the hit singles Bona, On the Low, and Last. Diamond plaques have also been awarded to Location, his collaboration with British Nigerian rapper Dave Jerusalema, with South African master KG and Nomsebo Zikodi, and Be Honest with British singer Georgia Smith. In addition, the Grammy winner has earned 4 platinum certifications, including the career-defining anthem Ye and the 2023 smash hit City Boys. And to the international scene, where the United States yesterday struck Iran and the country hit back at the U.S. allies as the foes battled over the vital Strait of Hormuz. In the renewed Middle East war, despite a call for a mediator, Pakistan, to resume talks, the rekindled fighting came a month after a preliminary deal was signed that aimed to end the conflict, which broke out of late February with massive U.S.-Israeli strike on Iran. On Thursday, Tehran threatened to target infrastructure across the region if U.S. President Donald Trump followed through on a threat to attack power plants and bridges in Iran. It also followed another exchange of strikes between the two countries, with Iran's Revolutionary Guard saying they struck a U.S. air base in Jordan with ballistic missiles in response to what they describe as an American attack near a children's cancer hospital in the Islamic Republic. State media said that the hospital in Avaz in southwest was evacuated following U.S. strike on the area, and the patient transferred to other medical centers. Foreign Ministry spokesperson Ismail Bangui slammed the attack as barbaric rather. And talking sports, where world's record holder Toby Amusan has arrived at Team Nigeria's training camp in Aberdeen, Scotland, as preparations intensify for the 2026 Commonwealth Games in Glasgow. The reigning Commonwealth Games women 100-meter hurdles champion joins the Nigerian contingent after a consistent campaign on the Diamond League circuit, where she has already secured her place in the season's ending final in Brussels, Belgium. With 4 meetings still remaining, Amusan is expected to be one of the Team Nigeria's brightest medal prospects in Glasgow, as the target a 3rd consecutive Commonwealth Game title in the women's 100-meter hurdles, having won gold at the 2018 and 2022 editions. Meanwhile, Nigeria's preparation have been dealt a major blow following the withdrawal of long jump star Essay Brume through injury. In her absence, Ruth Usoro has been drafted into the squad and will compete alongside Christina Ochonogo in the women's long jump, as Team Nigeria aims to maintain its strong tradition in the event at the Commonwealth Games. And with that, to call it a wrap on the news at this time. Do well to join us at 3 for the World News. I am Lawrence Osifo, thanking you for watching. Good afternoon.
ITV, certainly the best.
Some days, there comes the Ugemobo Festival, which the Oba celebrates outside the palace gate. A pavilion is built of red cloth where rites are performed to drive away all evil spirits still unsatisfied by the year's sacrifices. The Ugemobo Festival is to commemorate an event in Benin history which dates back to 1504 AD.
What does one do with a bunch of memories? Laugh about them, cry over them, or capture them? I know what I'll do with such memories. I'll showcase those memories. Yes, I will show them to the world. I will flaunt those memories. Showcase that marriage ceremony of yours. Burial ceremony? Yes, let the people know that you buried your person in a grand style. Thanksgiving, ordination, baby dedication, housewarming party, and lots more on your entertainment program. Memories on independent television every Sunday. Remember, for your event to be considered thick and classic, then it has to be on Memories. Memories.
ITV, certainly the best.
The land of Owa is inhabited by the people with common ancestry, language, religion, economic and socio-political ties. However, irrespective of their subtitle differences in language and culture, they share common traditions. The people are known for their hospitality. Owa traced their origin to Benin Kingdom as a result for a man to find a comfortable place for living. The name Owa was derived from the largest and longest river in the area, which is known as Onwan or Onwan. It means one who makes merry in affluence.
Thank you very much for joining us on the program Healthy Living. What is the kidney?
The kidney is an excretory organ in the body, which is for metabolism.
Tuberculosis affects many organs in the body, but the common ones it usually affects is the lungs.
Epilepsy is a neurological problem.
Okay.
It is an injury in the brain, which causes someone to begin to convulse, to go into fits.
It is curable, but the cure is a long-term thing.
If you eat well and avoid those risk factors that will make your immunity to be down, then the risk of contracting tuberculosis will be reduced.
If you're healthy, then you're wealthy.
Hello, it's Women in Conversation again, a table where we discuss things pertaining women. Let's not go further. Let me introduce myself before we continue to let you know what Women in Conversation is, WIC in short, like we call. I am Patricia Urum Gabriels, and I am the anchor of Women in Conversation. This is a table where we come to talk everything family, everything women, everything positive, everything negative, everything. In the other room, we discuss that too. Anything you want us to talk about, we'll talk about here in Women in Conversation. And of course, I have in the house with me to do all of this talking. On my far left is Miss Bola Ige Oyebade. Miss Bola Ige Oyebade is an artist and a real estate consultant. Let me let you know what kind of music she sings. She's a gospel artist. So I think by the end of this program today, she's going to give us just a few minutes clip of her song. You're welcome, Bola Ige.
Thank you.
And usually I ask her, is it the same Bola Ige we know? And she says, no, this is the female version of Bola Ige.
Yes, it
Bola
is.
Ige Oyebade. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me. Good day, viewers.
And I have also my pretty Oluwatoyin Sani. Let me let you know who Oluwatoyin is. Oluwatoyin is the founder of House of Refuge Foundation. Founder of House of Refuge Foundation. And she doesn't do only that. I don't know why she's hiding her skills. She also makes beautiful outfits for beautiful people. Wow. She made what I'm putting on.
Wow.
Thank you so much. So I caught you off guard. You didn't know I was going to say that. I caught you off guard. Thank you so much for making me this beautiful this afternoon. Thank you. And then to my right is Gift Furera Onuzo.
So the way you pronounce this name as if you were there, you did it.
So nice. Because I love the name. I haven't heard this name before. So each time I have to call that name, it gives me joy because of the meaning of the name. And to also tell you that Gift is an executive chef who came all the way from the north to marry an Igbo man. Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Thank you. We're talking about love. We're talking about love and love brought her all the way from the north to marry an Igbo man that she's always singing his praises. Anyway, this today we're going to be looking at intimacy in marriage? Let's begin with you, Tommy. What do you understand when we say intimacy in marriage?
God, intimacy in marriage. I want all of us to know that intimacy is the bedrock of all marriages. And the intimacy go beyond the sex. Go beyond. Because any marriage that there is no intimacy can't even see the son of the next day. That's just it. And why I said it goes beyond sex, because to all of us, we always think when we hear the word intimacy, it means the man and woman doing what they are doing in the other room. But goes beyond that. Intimacy goes with spiritual being, emotionally, your body, soul, and spirit has to be together. Has to be together. You have to have time for communication. And you should be able to communicate about anything, everything, at every convenient time. That will make the intimacy solid. Intimacy. Even you have to pray together. You have to be there for each other, to solve problems together, to laugh together, to cry together. And to extend to the other family too. It's not where you see, that is my mother-in-law. Your mother-in-law is automatically your mom. True. Your father-in-law is automatically your father. My sister-in-law, they are your family. It is all these things. This is not my like my husband's car. This is not my husband's house. Everything has to be ours. That high has to turn to we. That's us. That is what intimacy is to me. Not just going and sleeping, dining together. It goes beyond time. Intimacy in every aspect. We must be, when we are talking to Mr. Ajayi and Mr. and Mrs. Ajayi is here, we now interview Mr. Ajayi without Mrs. Ajayi in attendance. Intimacy is what we make Mr. Ajayi answer some question for Mrs. Ajayi without her knowing that they've asked the husband, and they will give the same response because of intimacy. They are gelled together in the body, soul, and spirit, and that is what makes them look alike later in the year because they bond together, they gel together, they go through everything together. They solve problems together, they laugh together, they dance together, they cry together. When they have surplus, they are together. When there is none at all, they were there. You see that one go beyond sex. True. So that is the intimacy. And any marriage, they have that intimacy. Perfect marriage.
Okay. You have explained what intimacy means to you. What does intimacy in marriage mean?
Okay, I will go in line with what she just said because like the name, layman's word is intimacy is sex and the like.
Yeah, so, I was going to come back.
Yeah, so it's not, like she said, it goes beyond sex, it goes beyond maybe having romance and, like that. So it's like she said, you having to, communication actually brings intimacy. You communicate your pain, your joy, your laughter, everything about you, your struggles, your fears, your insecurity. You communicate it to your spouse.
So and for you, intimacy is communication.
Yes,
that's for you.
Yes.
For you, what's your take on or what's your idea of intimacy in marriage?
Intimacy in marriage goes beyond physical closeness. I'm going to use the Holy Scripture to give to illustrate. When when God created the man, the woman was hidden inside, and that was actually the original plan of God. So to me, I would say that he didn't know how to bring the woman out, because her inside the man is how he wants to explain the oneness he wants them to be. You understand? But along the way, the woman had to come out from the man so that she can be
an entity of her own. She can be a human being, okay, on her own, and then they relate in that manner. And we could see also in the Bible also that God was describing the unity of the people, when they were building the tower. He said the people is one. So I normally say, did God speak bad English? No. He's trying to explain how he wants this oneness to be, this togetherness to be. Yes, he said the people is one, not the people are one. You understand? So, intimacy, goes, like I said, it goes beyond physical closeness. Intimacy, when you are intimate with somebody, you are into the person. The person is into you. You are just interwoven. It's just like the dress I'm wearing. I think I should, if I have a better color, but this color is different from this one. But as it is now, it is already mingled. You cannot separate it. You understand? That is how it is. The intimacy we are talking about. And then, intimacy between husband and wife. When you see an intimacy between husband and humans would want to see intimacy. You have seen intimacy in different ways. But I let you know that a lot of people would want to see intimacy in marriage, is what we're talking about. As sleeping with each other, sex. Okay, the literal. So let's bring it down. Okay,
narrow it to sex.
Narrow it.
Narrow it to sex.
Okay. Now, when we are talking about that, why you are not making us to say sex. Why looking at me now? Okay, so let's narrow it down. When there's an intimacy between husband and wife, sex is not a burden. Sex is something that is yearned for, because the way the woman is wired is not the same as the man. So, and then sometimes the man could be the one that needs more, or the woman too needs more. You understand? But if there's this intimacy, which is love, the other party that needs more and the other one is on the reserve area will be able to tolerate the one that needs more, so that she or he can be able to meet up that need 247, 3 times a day. You understand?
And now I want to talk to my gender. On a more serious note, what breaks marriage most is the lack of sex. Men, majority of men, sex is food.
Of course.
Sex is project.
That is where they are wired.
Sex is business. They will concentrate and do it well. Because that is what gives them energy. That's what makes some men men. That's why you see when they wake up and that thing is not standing again. I have a half brother that died. I have a half brother. He died of diabetes just because he didn't want to take the drug that he's supposed to be taking,
so that it doesn't
because it won't affect his. That is how serious sex is to men. Why I want to beg my gender is, you know him before you say I do. When you need that thing, stop telling him you are tired. Stop telling him, shey we no do yesterday, this thing no get that thing. Stop telling him no now. That no now, you are open door for Angela outside. Men goes with what they see. What they see carry them.
I wish we had a man here to actually speak for the men.
What they see, it is what we hear. It is what, that's why you see men, they're putting it into our head through what we hear. But men, it is what they see. That's why you see some gender where they no get upbringing. Can't they open everything for them to see? But that's a public toilet. because you can't open it. It needs to be
covered.
So I want to beg my gender, please allow them. Sex does not kill. It's even good for our heads. It makes us look good. Many of us are going to start buying cream, but you don't need it. When you sex very well, you look good.
Okay. So it for now. But let me hear from you.
I was somewhere,
narrowing it down to
I was somewhere one day and I heard somebody saying something like, sex outside marriage is sin, and marriage without sex is abomination. Meaning,
marriage without sex.
Sex out of marriage. Sex out of marriage is sin.
It's sin, yeah.
Marriage without sex is abomination.
Marriage without sex
is abomination.
How they come marry? No marriage.
Meaning, that is the core thing in the marriage. Because when you don't do it, you're causing your spouse to sin. It is an abomination because, and somebody also told me that sex in marriage is worship. That was a Muslim person telling me just now that sex in marriage is worship. That when you have sex with your partner, it's more like a worship to God, like they say. You understand? So it is a key thing in marriage. It is a key thing in marriage. So I would, like she said, I beg my gender. As long as you're married, you're ready for it.
Okay, you were going to say something before we go on a short break.
Okay, yes. So just like you are speaking to our gender, okay, I too am going to speak to the men.
The male gender.
Yes. Okay. Yes. You know, sometimes when a woman says no, she doesn't mean no as in no. She's just trying to say, just
pet me.
Not even pet me a little bit. I just
caress
give me a break.
Me.
So,
okay.
That's not a matter of caress.
But
they are saying we don't need to take a break.
No. Now, okay, now the thing is that
if you're not sick, you don't take a break.
Now the truth is, even the scripture said, deal with them with understanding. The women with understanding. That's why when I started saying, I said the women are not wired the same way like the men. Now, how can you reconcile that? Just like we discussed earlier, when probably the woman is the one taking care of everything in the family. She goes to work, the man is still at home, you understand, doing nothing, and she comes back in that manner and then does everything, you understand, and and then later on you want the whole thing. Now, but the point is not even wanting the whole thing, but that is the sex. The package. Not even demanding for sex. Because there's a way you make the woman ready before the time.
Put her in the mood.
If you make her ready, even when she will be yearning for the time. But you are not. You didn't make her ready.
We come back to talk about that getting ready for the time. We come back to talk about how to put a woman in the mood to get ready.
Yes.
Let's go for a short break, and when we come back, we'll talk about the readiness. Please sit. And welcome back to the mood. We were talking about the mood, and behind the camera, a lot of things had gone down. Even Olumide here says that he's a man. Anyway, welcome back. We're going to be talking about how to put a woman in the mood. But before we go to that, let's quickly, because we don't have time, let's quickly go to this question and advise someone on the social media was advising and asking for our advice. She says, my husband no longer insists when I say no to him on bed, or rather in bed, and he turns around and falls into a deep sleep. What does that mean? Does it mean someone is helping me out there?
Yes, someone is helping.
Taking up your job.
Someone is helping, and because it has been her custom. It has been her custom to say no,
to deny him.
Yes, to deny him, and
so
then
the man has locked up.
So that he has locked up.
He has faced another place.
Of course.
Okay, so let's talk about putting us in the mood.
Well, to me, putting a woman in the mood starts with talking. Because the way the woman is wired, she's configured with words. The first thing she had when she was made, it was words from the man. You are the bone of my bone, the flesh of my flesh. Those phrases.
You totori her.
Yes, because that is the configuration of the woman. She's activated by words, and that is what the devil used against her. Words. He lured her with words. So you start with words, because the thing is that when the man is wants to put the woman in, he talks. Let talking go before the action. You understand? That's what I mean to say. Let talking goes beyond the action, so that but then she's feeling high because she has been praised. You praise her, you tell her you love her, because when you look at it, some men that don't have money in their pockets have gotten fine, classy girls. Why? Because they have talked. And he doesn't have anything, yet through talking he has gotten her, and she has fallen, and she's following. With Matt, he has taken her to Dubai. With Matt, he has taken her to London. Yes. With Matt, he has taken her to shopping. He has bought everything for her. You understand? So when the men
that's being deceived. Yeah, that's deceiving.
That is the
You're wired. That's the way women are wired. So you have to be deceived.
I know they
with words. I run into a lady that came to talk to me. She's a divorcee. Okay. And then she said she met this guy who from day one started calling her, honey, my sweetheart.
Okay, you see now.
So that woman is not the same. Because she came to meet me and said, which one is that one? So what's your take on that?
See, I love your idea. Truly, we are moved by the words. But those are the day of evil.
Okay,
no. Evil.
All right.
Words go catch me reach one level. Waiting go catch me.
Motivation.
Wait for you. Nah, lot.
Motivation.
Spend money.
Motivation.
Be there.
Yeah.
For me.
Yeah.
Be available.
When I need you.
When I need you.
Yes.
Be a shoulder that I can lean on anytime. Sweet talk. We don't come up for that era. Tell me say na your pack every time.
I will investigate.
Tell me say you go carry go Paris. I must see your passport. You don't go. Gone are those days. Now, practical thing.
I don't say.
You must be there. You are there. And you must have money. Go move. My body go be. But before they carry this thing come up for my table, I want to beg opposite gender, our daddies, stop punishing our gender with sex. Before women will get to the level that will ask for it or will be nice to you, some women do not know how to ask for it. But when you see her doing like
those things,
do like pick up, doing like this, we need you. Don't deprive us again. It weaken us, it kill us inside. Okay. Please don't punish us with sex.
Okay, another woman on Instagram wants our advice. And she says, my husband wants intimacy almost every day, but he's dirty and I can't bear it. His mouth smells, his body odor is killing me, and I'm always battling with recurrent infections.
To be a black market. You know, before you buy.
It's a no.
It's a no.
So the intimacy should be cut.
He wants to kill somebody's daughter, ne?
I go they use those
how? No, but
if you love him,
supposed to work on
that.
But when he's not teachable, when you keep correcting him and he's not taking correction, what do you do?
I go carry and go back from.
Let me tell you, everything, even an animal responds to love. Some to in quotes.
Yes,
You understand?
True.
Everything is not. It's
Fight,
not violence.
yes,
Everything is not
yes,
fight.
yes.
There are ways to go around things. You understand? This same man, another woman could handle him. And she could bring the best out of him.
That knows how to press it.
Yes, you understand? So the woman need to go back to the board and do her homework.
Let me just advise, instead of you telling him to go and brush, put it to
now. Come and be brushing.
Oh yeah.
Thank you. There's a way of going around. Everything is not violence. Yes. You carry sponge all the area that
shave all the shave.
Yes.
Thank you.
You shave
all the shave. Yes.
You know, make sure you monitor what you wear.
Yes, exactly.
Use that boxer yesterday. Don't go with it.
Exactly.
Let's do that.
Exactly. Because
I want to beat like you are my
and I would say touch. You know,
touch.
Okay.
Okay, so you're coming back to putting us in the mood.
Touch, yes, putting us because we were the mood. Touch.
Okay.
Rainy season we do.
Yes, now. Yes, because I've heard stories.
And some
men will just go.
Whether they want to.
It's not a bullet. I don't understand. And the thing is, you will be the only one to enjoy it. The woman will not.
And the truth is that when you're talking about intimacy, that's like I said, and I will keep saying it. The man is wired differently. The woman is before the woman can.
Before it takes time. It takes level by level. It's like a ladder. You're climbing a ladder.
It takes time.
Enjoy sex.
Yes, true. I went somewhere with one minister, one woman of God, a pastor's wife, who went for a conference. After the conference, what we heard in that conference, she came out and she called me. She said, "This thing I'm hearing is the problem that I'm having in my home right now." He said, my husband does not care. He does not even know if this thing I enjoy it. He doesn't want to. The moment he come, he doesn't. The other he doesn't care.
Oh my good God!
I was just looking at her.
That's okay.
You know,
let's talk about what you have just said. The men just come in, get in, and
go out.
How do we women help them also? Because probably they also want to be in the mood.
We talk. Communication.
On bed?
No. Before bed. You could take him on a dinner.
Yeah.
I have something to tell you. You talk on this part of it because you have to discuss your sex life.
Yeah.
But don't you also think that they also deserve to be put in the mood while we're in bed?
If it's
is it forbidden for women to also caress their husband?
It's not forbidden, but it's more on the women. It's more on the women.
We are even talking about men. Some women go lay like logo.
A man just seeing a woman naked will get, will just. Yes.
Yeah? If they didn't enjoy it and they've complained like twice in playfully, and you turn it to argument, you nag about it, they won't want problem. They will just go and get what they want outside.
She was making a point that I really like to hear. You were making a point. You forgot?
Yes, I forgot my thought of mine.
Yes, you said it's easier for women for a man to get
it's easier for a man to get to the mood because even just seeing a woman's body, it's aroused. But a woman is not wired that way. You have to put her in the mood. Sometimes she could be in the kitchen, just go and touch her. Something, maybe just the neck, just the hand. You're looking good. Just compliment.
Come home with gifts.
Come home with gifts. No matter how small. Yes.
Why are you coming close to me now?
Husband and wife, that they are just cohabiting. Yes, they are just roommate. Roommate. Yes, they are roommates.
Married but living single.
Yes, enduring marriage. And sex could be happening, but not in the sweeter version of it. The man could just say, open. Enter.
That's the punishment.
This one is mommy and daddy style. It's mommy and daddy style. Come and do.
That's up there.
Okay, so on the lighter mode to round off this program, what would you say to a woman out there who's probably not being put in the middle, understand and know how to manage and to treat it. Turn your women on, give them gifts, romance them on the bed. Yes, you can learn from this and make your marriage very enjoyable when you eventually get married. I remain your host, Patricia Gabriels. Thank you for joining us.
ITV, certainly the best. ITV, certainly the best. ITV, certainly the best.
Waya bota la ni wa ugi bota wese ni ma adu gi bota na du la no kwa ya de mode ma adu gi ugi bota de na ni wa okay ka bo aka ma ya fe sisense kate awe okaigele iredu no mono ba je na tie ona tie ya fe ya na gba begwa eli ya fe ma gwa kan ni wa no ogun e ni ara ogun egwa yebe na ore wa wo tan re paso kabaru na mu
iwe do no go me wa be ne kai wa be idayo wa bi tota ofun igbosa agbago yaro oba atokpe
ise owere wa re ti ma re Victor Gisugbe
Ebene uzomo wa weseri wana gbe okoto ya dan he ewen matare urana kugbakere osole gbonu ri honu wa ya hene wa be anwu na lele oba atokpe ise
me o sa boss je no ye no ri do ba yo ka re do ya fe ina be ha ka gbo ni ye worldwide me be go to wa ya fe o sa ba no je mani ma ya fe
ise
oba atokpe
ise
anyway re ma gbo ka wọ́n wá wọ́n kà á lè dìde rẹ̀ ẹ̀dùn ọ̀pẹ́ ìmàkẹ́yìn ló kàn án ṣùgbọ́n láyé tó ta òkìkí náà mọ̀nàbọ́lá jìnnà kí ẹ yá fẹ́ kí náà yáyù láwẹ̀ náà kí náà má yáyù láwẹ̀ wọn láti àwẹ̀jọ́ wèé ní agbá òde ní agbèrè ní orí iye ẹ̀ lámìkì náà dọ̀lẹ́ yẹ̀ sí ẹ̀mẹ́ náà ní wọn ọ̀kẹ́rẹ́ ìrìnà kẹ́kẹ́ náà kàyùwà ẹ̀ na miewe ezoro ro luwa we dadu wu orewo dadi gwe onu wa kan yi kekere ade tewe oto na awe kiye inu oto na kiye inu ya niye ma ewowo inu ya niye ma jowe ewono jowe ye inu ya niye ma oka ewono ka oye inu ya niye ma logi ewo logi ye ena ya fe ni wa e ma ho na gwa kan wọ́pọ̀ ìwà ní ẹ̀rùdáwẹ́ ọba máa ọ̀kàlẹ̀ fúwèyè lọ́kàlẹ̀ iná bá máa wọ́n ọjọ́ wé ọ̀ọ́lẹ́wẹ́ làdíá ọ̀rẹ́kùn méjì wé làdíá ọmọ kẹ́kẹ́ ló fi èkè gbọ́jọ́ wé ọmọ kẹ́kẹ́ ló fi èkè gbẹ́wò ní wọ́pọ̀ ìwà náà èmi ni ọmọdé yọ ní wọn sẹ́yà òtẹ́dọ̀ máa ẹ̀kẹ́ náà láì ọ̀rẹ́ ìrìnà rẹ̀ èdán rẹ̀ wò láti ẹ̀ máa kẹrọrẹ kẹjọ adé kẹrọrẹ wẹka adé kẹrọrọ rọgba adé máa ń kúrò tẹ máa la ọrọgba ya kàn sẹ èkó anábùkú anáàrí ìgbàna ẹwọn àti ẹgá de si ya lo o lo gba o yen ni ya fe wa mi ade do Daomi ona ade ona we yen ihun le Daomi isi Daomi obi sara nu ya wo no we konpo iyoko o bi edu pa aza na che wa de Daomi isi Daomi ona do we yere ye wa ho ni ate ji republic ana ko ni wa wa ya se ni ya fe no we o wa ke manu ma o ke ni wa manu wa
Ise
ka ye ina tu wa ba o to wa ra ni gbu wa pa o we wa kin ese inu na e shan e gwa wa e shan gbu wa o ko ni ma ho so ba ni ko la wona
Ise o
ya ni ma ri o to ne bo wa yi ye na ri o to ne ko ta yi iya wo ko bo wa ri de ya ko ni ma ni gele re ya ko ni ma ni ke wa re ya ko ni ma ni madagba yo re ya ko ni ma ni ni ya fe re ya se iko ali ma ile we wo ni ma nya e na ya fe ana wo na gba o de we o ye na tell pastor
Domoza ile do no go wa be na kai wa dan me meri mar inana be no ya gwan kan me inwina ore okagele nda we denize no kagele na re evo na na mie igele be ni wa be dion ga itota yo go dion a kenana do ikoge no wa igele na agie ni ayawe uwu imwanigaro agie ni abode no yiyoko oge ewuni nu dana miewe de mi na iga sunu emi wa edioma aberima iyeseti joha iyeseti je kenuguye na ya igo kenana miewe igere lade obona emi wa edioma ri lade obolopa na wa yo bo waruwa oya de tota oro ara miewe igele mi ebu ya felo so pin ya me oka lotu na ti oka igele so pa oka igele ni ogwe edioma abe ni wa idu iko na ya eni na taba ye ke pa ya gwe igele du iko we ene no la dia be ike ni wa no de na ke o geni so pa aga zema no ga fe o asefeni no e abode opiano erike na dionia o etochi no no ya ka abode wa bi emi ne so no isunu na nia ke be meme odomomu ya so le asefeni bun e mo domomu na nia ni bun na yi mi we ya dun ya mu na ke kidnapping e ka gele no ra asefeni wa vigele la wo abe owe aba video e abo we awa la wo aite miere eyo do mo mu ni kiase ke wa ya se ke oba agwali amune ye ile se na ni amua iguna ka de le ba se feni bun enigi edioma woni ojo we woni ozugboge da woni ozugboge ya woni na la wo emeri ma mu no ba na doku apolopolo nu da echi wa we na pade ruwe na ra oyoto na ohie abode na ya he ni awe ni magari biye ni muni go ge mu maria emune musaka le maria na pade na fe ugu na be kebo owe amiewe o no na amiewe iyota ogale owe
o se
edwa atokpe
eni wa e no ta omo no ba ti awo ka le ya fe zero kata si anagun agun na ta mi ya le dado e kekene uwula dada o ka le wa no o kekene wa to bu wa kugbe wa ya me ko wa do o me kini wa na do e wa ya kan e ni wa e ko eso wo wa ya ne wa e ko eso to nu wa kan ya ne ba ya koko gba oge ekenu wo re edola otoroba otore Edo State que katikate Benin City de kinola no de kan au désert s'appelait Baron au désert minare gelegele au désert eni ya fere ayamu mami mai ma enya ne ma so nya we nya nyara nya ami mai esoro bo wedere wo ka o gelegele ya makwe na mwe yo wae pe gelegele iko eni were ba ya uzon we ya wanya ma e o pe ni ake areba but supa ya nyato o teme bizu gbezo
domo aba wa wese abina yunu kan na ko wa so mo nyeme o teme ta bange e cavalry ona wo te ku emu wa ho we iyotan oloho mi na we ahie tani awe o kari ten do yi we epin emu ewe idun ewele negbe ye na nia iyotan na do aloho epin na do amu ewe idun ewele wọ́n sì gbé ìbé ní àná òfin èèyàn àtìlẹ́yìn wa náà àmàtí èyí kwárò náà ra òhun àmúmẹ̀ náà ọwọ́ ìwòhó rà kọ́ yé náà wọ́n bá wọn náà mi wẹ ẹyin gbèlè náà gbèlè pàgbèrè rẹ lónìí màá sí wọn dédégbé wà pàgbèrè rẹ wà rẹ́yìn rí ẹ̀ yẹn náà pàgbèrè rẹ ọ̀rá lọ́wọ́ atemiẹwẹ ọgọdọmú òwú náà wàdó gbé náà gbìyìn náà atemiẹwẹ ọdọ vẹwà òtẹdọ rúdà ọwẹdọ yúmà sọpọn ẹwọn pa ẹyìn àta mọmí rí ìmọ̀lágbèlè kùkù gbé rúdà wẹ akókù gbé ọgá agbó wẹ náà máa náà ti bù ẹ akókù gbé ọgá agbózẹ nẹgẹ náà fún náà àhúkọ mọmí òun ọ̀pá ọmọ ọmọ àbòwò òwò ìṣòro tọ àmì owó ní ìsẹ́yìn mọ̀mọ́ òwò ẹ̀nà ahẹ́ ọ̀tọ̀ ó máa lè kí wáyé ọ̀rúwẹ́pọ̀ wa fún ìdọ́ ni yóò ní tùtì abẹ́ ìka ìrèlè náà bá zẹ́ ọgbọ́ máa ń wà ọbẹ̀ yẹrù mùsù wà ìbò ọba àdọ̀lẹ̀rò àárín wà bá ọ̀hún àná máa ń yẹ fún wa láti ẹ̀ gbẹ̀rẹ̀dógún ẹ̀dọ̀lẹ́rò yìí ọ̀hún wẹ usuokpa n'ọba n'ewe ẹyin ehimeki ọ ní kẹnu kàfù wẹ ẹkọ èmi ìwé yọ náà ta gẹlẹgẹlẹ àbí kíkìlì wá ilẹ̀ ga ọ̀rẹ́dẹ náà wùgà mìíràn ọ̀họ́ kàkẹ́ ìrìnlẹ̀tẹ̀ mu ni ọ̀hán magbọ́n yìí yó ìrùmú hùn dáná rẹ̀ gbà mí nìyẹn pupa ara mu mẹ́ ọlọ́gọ́ tèmi mílíọ̀nù ẹ̀rọ àfẹ́ gbẹ́ládìá kèwádìí ìpànìyà délá náà mi ẹwẹ ọdún pa ta ẹwẹ èmi sùnù wẹ́ẹ̀mí àwọ ìrèlè ìyàn fẹ́lá dìá ìyàn lágẹ̀lẹ̀ lẹ mú dáwẹ yíyẹ lọ́ọ́ ha ọ̀hún yàn ẹ̀rọ olùwẹ̀ náà bíọ́ náà yòówù rà wọ́n tọ̀ wọ́n èké ní ọ̀tọ̀ wẹ̀ la wọ́n èké ní gbò ewé náà yọ ọlọ́tún ẹ ọ̀rẹ́ ìmọ̀ àwọn ọlẹ́dẹ̀gbẹ́ nìyà òru yẹn sẹ̀ ti ìhù ha ní sọ̀wẹ̀ ẹ̀ sẹ̀ ti ìhù ẹsẹ̀ rẹ̀ òru yẹn là yìí wò sọ̀rọ̀ náà na sẹ ọmọtọ wọn wọ mọtọ ọ̀rọ̀ yìí rúdọ mi wà láhọ ẹ̀yìn mi náà máa dé yúfìyẹ mi wà kí egbèrègbè wọ náà gbọba dọlẹ́wò yìí ọba àtọpẹ yìí.
iṣẹ́ ẹ̀yin wọn ẹ̀yà ìwà ẹ̀yìn màtánà àwọn kàwélè ẹ̀ máa bọ́ gbogbo ọ̀nà ọ̀sẹ̀ gbìrẹ̀lẹ̀ ewọ́ ọ̀sẹ̀ gbìrẹ̀lẹ̀ ewọ́ ọ̀sẹ̀ gbogbo ọ̀nà ni wọn ẹ̀ mà náà tánà ni wa kugbe ẹ ka wo kí àwọn ọ̀nà ìdùn ẹ̀wọ̀n náà kú wẹ̀ nọ̀ka yé lọ́wọ́ èmi yé wùdá wà gbìnlẹ̀ bá mẹ́ wù ọ̀rẹ́ dàdọ̀rẹ́ ẹ̀ kìlú wù láì wẹ́nu wò wá fìbọ́ láàrọ̀ kẹ̀kàn wẹ́ wà gbọ̀ ẹ̀kàn ẹ̀rọ kan wọ́ wa màríyé hànà ó kàn wọ́ wa ìwà ìdòmẹ́wẹ́ ó kàn wọ́ wa àìdòdó wà mú ó kàn wọ́rẹ́ èkèlú wọ́rẹ́ dó láì àwọn náà gún àkànnà na mewe odomo omuma ido na wa mu yi no nuwa ziyo kugbe ayen we no ye na mewe de okon inare amadu mamu mama ile ko awowa wa ile ri do anu lebuya oyabuja ma do lo wayi mo lo ba yuta o wa dole ni wa to lowo de yimo ya kan ko re ne de eya yero ìyẹn rẹ̀ nìbọn wí nẹ̀ sọpọ̀ ara gba lọ ara mìọ́ ìbí nìyàn lọ́rọ̀ àmìọ́ náyà amú ìgbé ẹ̀ẹ́nù wẹ́ yà rọ eré odò yà àgọ́ ẹ̀ oge fàákan wúwà bìdún wúwà bẹ́ẹ̀ wò ọmọ sùn nìjẹ́ ǹda ọba ọgbà ọ̀rẹ́ ẹ̀ màyàfẹ́ rẹ̀ èyí náà wé náà rò ẹ̀ á rò kátékáté ọ̀rẹ́ náà sùn sí rẹ̀ ẹ̀wò náà òsè gẹ́gẹ́ gbúwà ìmọ̀ wá inú wa dáadọ́ rẹ̀ yìí kú gbàgbá níyẹ ọgbà náà mi ẹwẹ́ òkú gbanú àrè gbani ara rí osisi dàwẹ́ ẹ̀ bá wẹ́ ara rí ọpẹ́ àfihàn ọmọ ẹ̀rẹ́ ìnáwó rẹ̀ ẹni yàbù ní anáwó kórè ọpẹ́ àrí ẹ̀rọ ọ̀rẹ́rọ̀ ìyá àzí owó kìnìún àdé ògè náà ẹ̀rẹ́ ni àtẹ̀yìn ẹ̀ di ìyá mi ìlàsì wa ẹ̀bí ebi sọ yín àrò ẹ̀yìn àrò ọ̀ àrẹ wò náà náwó ẹ̀wọ́ ètòbọ̀ ẹ̀ náà owó ìgbére náà ní ọ̀yà hàn kó nìbú ya fẹ́ ẹ̀yà yìí rọ níwọ̀n ẹ̀ náà mẹ́wẹ́ máa dẹ́ ẹ̀wọ́ náà yẹ sí nẹ́gẹ́ lọ́rí ma ọ̀tún ẹ̀rọ bí kí n bọ̀ ni.
ẹ̀dùnú pẹ̀lú ìdúnwé ọ̀ka ẹ̀rù kébẹ̀ ọ̀ka yẹlẹ̀ ọ̀sánogódó ayéwà wẹ̀ òun ta ni dasefẹ́ ni òun ta wẹ̀ gbéraga ọgọ́ fúwé náà nù da erima mọ̀nà bá ní dókó àpọ̀lọpọ̀lọ̀ wọ́n rí zẹ̀ ọ̀ka yẹlẹ̀ ọ̀sánogódó azọ́ diọ̀ wẹ̀yẹ anamiẹ̀wẹ̀ ọbawẹ̀ gbé zọ̀ká o enigi le la se fɛn ya o tɛ do bɛ na ka ya dɔlɛ o yi ɛyɛ nɔ ɛyɛ bɛ na ya fue o tɔna do bi wɛ bi ma la a bɛ kɛ fue ye a kpɛ ne ya a de o yɛ kpo bɛ na mana bɛ o bɛ o ligi bɛ zɔ ɛyi ma si o tɛ o nga ɛgɛ ye de na ya miɛ wɛ ɔgari sɛbɛ emɔnɔri de wa do awo de gbe bui kawɛ va bali si ayotɔ fɛ ma ekenɔma yɛ ke ni a fi ŋu yi ya ka fi yɔ ɛwɛ sɔrɔ nɔkage le ye ɛwɛ ya kage le ye nediɔ wo ye anu katapila la rukpi sɛ na dɔlu kpodzi sukpara fi yɛ lotɔ ɛwɛ sɔrɔ rɔ ɔwɛ ɛnu wɛ ka bɛ ɔtɛnɛ ka yɛ ba wɛ ehwe nɔ gbɛkpɛ ado amu egbe wọ́n ọkà ìgbọ́n egele na yẹ igele ka ẹni kì í abodẹ ẹmẹkin ẹmẹnwa ẹmẹgbẹyọ àìlera àìsí àárín bí àìlú yọba bọ ẹni níwìn nànà káyé nàbẹgẹlẹ kí ẹni nàlá àwòwò ẹni máa tu wá o ọmọdébọ tu wá o ọkẹkẹni wà ń èmi zẹ mùsàlùbọ náà zu wá yìí rà lẹ́nu ẹ̀yìn náà sí àwọn akawẹ́ ìrànà kó tẹ̀ àrẹ yẹ gbúrò làwa ara ẹ̀yìn jáde yọ aládìí àbábá yìí wẹ̀ nàìjíríà náà àyí ní ìrànà kan dé mọ̀wá bòdè ẹ̀rẹ̀ ní dẹ́ẹ̀dá dúdún ààrẹ òde
dáadáa ẹ̀wọ̀ akọ̀wé
tó dé dáadáa ẹ̀wọ̀ akọ̀wé ìmẹ̀jẹ̀ ugbókun gìẹ̀ wíkì ẹ̀mí yí ugbókun dàrí ọ̀nẹ̀ ẹ̀rẹ̀ sọ́wọ́ àárọ̀ ugbókun gbóyàgbó gbìyàn òṣìṣẹ́ alára yà á dún yà yìí ifan ibi yẹrẹ yà á bí yẹ ìmùnàní àwọn náà wẹ̀dẹ́ gbé ẹ̀rọ àkíyàn àbá sọ yà á rẹ̀ yàn yàn ẹ̀rọ bí yẹn bá làbíyàn náà yà á kàn nà wà á gbé nínú gbóni wà tó gbé ká ìmùnà ọgbà akọ dé ọgbọ̀nsọ́gbà ayé ké fún gèogé èyà wà á rí ọha àwọn òun ayé abòsí mọ̀ bọ́ anábò ní ẹwẹ́ ìrẹ́ so ní ìdẹ́ ẹ̀ náà mú nìyẹn yíyá ni mo so àyíká yìí ní so wọn ọ̀sán àbáyé náà yíká rí ha na ọ bụ amụọ position na awere na-arụ adụ n'iwe ọnọdụ ihe ụtọ ihe sọrọ ọbẹ ma ọ nara na akọ dere dugbo dara akọ dere adịkọ ẹrẹ wi mmadụ na-eso ihe ikpa dakota ya rị ọbafi ya rị akọ ọbafi de ematosako ni amụ ugbeso egọfin ise ọbẹ ọgọgẹdẹ ahụ wee ní agbe lọ́sísí ní ayọ́sísí gbé o dọ́sìn ní sọ́rọ̀ rẹ̀dẹ̀ ayọ́sísí gbé ọ̀rọ̀ àrùnwé mọ̀tòsáìkò amáwọ̀ àwọ̀ nánà ẹ̀rẹ̀ náà ìbẹ̀ á ní ewé èmọ́ ìbò akọ́ dèrò dúgbò arága mú ní apọ̀pọ̀ lára òwò mú gbẹ́ ògbọ̀ rẹ̀dẹ̀ lára òwò mú gbìyà wọ́n rà mìyàn ń fánà ìyàn ara akínyàkínyà àwòdẹ́ ọ̀rọ̀ ayọ́sísí fìyà àwọn ọ̀rọ̀ amọ̀ ẹ̀mọ̀ yẹn amọ̀ ẹ̀rọ ọjọ́ wèé gbèsè àmọ̀sọ̀ àbúrò gbèsè àmọ̀sọ̀ àdìpọ̀rẹ̀ ìmú náà ẹ̀yẹ lè nìyí ẹ̀rọ mẹ́rin lè má ra ó ló tọ̀ èyí dáṣẹ́ ti sùn wá èyí yàmì àárín yẹn tèmi mú ẹ̀rìn náà yóò tọ́ náà láọ̀ na simi no toa mo rutu ewe madina to mo no parutu maria be da do ayo si gbelegbe na wa bi akugbe nu de wo mama gba mi ma wo de na mi ma wa ni ara do agba mi sika we ya bredote ara re ra yi ti wa ya gbelegbe na wa megele na wa bi agbere awo da yin wa bi ma mo ko da yin mi ma do agbe gbegbe ma ko nu da o amo mi me na ni ya we vene mo tu ya la tedo ni mara gbegbe ma ko ya tu agbe we ado bo kin ya ba ni ya we wa ya gon ya da siba ya na mi wa no nere to ya de bi aye si fi egbe wa o mama ra yi ko ni ma gba re yo ebe ni obeye do ko hu o sa ba la de gbe yo ni apo
ise ni wa ya iwa da he matana awo ka gele e ojo we awo ka awe ni gba ore mo wa mo wa gugwana uda ino se monatana ro ma pe na no mo lo ba tu wa ya fe ona tu wa yi ko na guwa gan we gere ne wo je wa he do no se ma wa we wi so e no we ri enu wa no we unu wa we ge mi no here no wa ya me we e ma ta yen gi wa hu ne na mi we akugbe aro nu wa e ma na we gbe we ya wi bota na kugbe gele aro nu enu wa otan ege ya bone
ana abo kaibele kekere igobado level aye gun akana awo kaibele upo no kwa mu waye na onwa no bage wu ugan no kwa yen ha ni huda adu ekoba na fi abo na yohan eriye ero ye ro ma no samujake wa me gbe ogberun ra mudia ni yoko to bun pi ara mudia no rede to bun ran wa eru ba to kin asuwe we no mo sawe kin ari asuwe una gele mo gbe ri awin na awo kairele uwu da debo ai kunu wu da dorela de no ra rize muda we wa mudia yo we amasimi anya o ya fi oboyo re uwe no ya baku adowe nebute we shift ground ona sikobona here no pa sikobona here we wo ma de se ba we afi oboye iba te kesu ge gbugbo ogiva uwe patapata adofin eyiva ayin onu ero we egbu matenya ero oni ede no gba o ma be bian ae pa oro ae nana fiawu oro ae nana to owe uto mere gbo wa kan gbo mi we uto mere ro uwu no we de na a ti oni no ma kan ma yo bada ko ma da wu we na o wa wu iya we wa ko we wa to ni u wa ya fu de yo e gba o wa ni ma igbo ma o ma igbo won no na mi o kere
o se
oba to pe
ise anyway awoka obogugwana mami ebe ne otuma pa agbere oka orite maro oka orite akenzo ye ba we no pe yi owo kan kino oke no wa no ke aro oka yele awe wa mi am bo lewe gbe ya se gbe odun we ima hol matala dia we o ma keke ni wa gui oli yaru we ku wa we no ka yele we ọka ọdún wèé tó wúwẹ́ bu wa ní ọpa èyí tó pa ọka òye ọka òvé ní búyá fẹ́ ọdún wèé wọ ọka ayákòókò wèrè kúgbé òtó tẹ ọdún wèé ọka òye òtó tẹ ọka ọdún wèé yé ọdún wèé ọdún ní ẹ̀wò sọ̀rọ̀ ọka inúge arọ ọka ọ̀rọ̀ arọ ọjọ́ arọ enoge ya ize ọka ize ọjọ́ wèé kìlọ̀sẹ̀ sọpá ọjọ́ wèé nàkánà ọ̀rọ̀ gbẹ̀jọ́ ọ̀nà àwẹ̀ mi yóò tó bọ́ ọ̀sẹ̀ èmi yẹn àmọ́ wẹ́ ọbẹ̀wò náà sọ̀bọ̀ ló mú gẹ̀ ọkà sọpá èyí ẹ̀kọ́ èrè náà yẹn náà níyàn ọwọ́ bá kẹ́yàfẹ́ ọkà ọjọ́ níwọ̀n èyí yàfẹ́ nọ̀ka ọ̀yẹ́ wà tó bó wà nọ̀ka ní orí tẹ̀nà wa gbe okoto ale tu wa ya fe na we no give we le wo eye we na adi egbe wo nda makeke no wanite wa doluga we video gbeni matana na kugbemi kenaro onuwa ya kini wa maka bo pon me e ma ya fe ni da hima ugioge ibota e mata di na e ma ma mu gibota di na yoto oba to pe sir
ITV, certainly the best.
The new Edion expressed excitement as they danced and rejoiced before the Esama of Benin, Sir Chief Dr. Gabriel Osawari Benedion, who also joined in the dance. As visiting and paying of homage to various homes of senior elders continued, the initiates spent 7 days performing diverse kinds of rites as required by tradition. They were furnished with rules and regulations regarding their new office as Edion.
That I grew up in this community to the point that they have now also chosen me as an elder in this community. It's a thing of great joy. All thanks to the Esama of Benin, my people, my family, everybody, all Okada community for this great honor. I am very, very grateful.
Well, this is my brother. I'll call him my uncle because he grew up with my father. I'm so proud of him because we are doing the same rituals as the Edions of the Okada. It is our duty for us to make this place a greater place, for outsiders to come and see the goodness of God in Okada. And I'm proud of every one of us here. So shall it be to each and every one of us in Jesus' name.
Waya waweso Odion ma Okada zima Esama zima Odion Ebuna zima Odion Obala zima Odion Manawe Maari Esama Odion na Nimado Pome Sama Nimado Gbekene Sama Emana Odion Were na Esama Magbekene Osaba Obuyo Bitone Aba No get Tony Maga No dia mi magame manido gbekene ne na ima yafe ima ato ima agbo oropa ewuwu dori ima adi awore ne o be ti agbon ya no we mi magame we just go no mi afa
in this summer in our father's house in respect of our initiation to elders Edion level as tradition demands we are here today to come and also pay our homage to him, to also for him to also pray for us for long life and prosperity.
The climax after 7 days was paying of homage again to the Odion way, where he gave the initiate the full rights to function and to henceforth participate in meetings with Edion. It will go down in the history and minds of Okada community, Ovia people, Edo State, and Nigeria in general. The ambience, style, and the colorful ceremony associated with the 2025 initiation into the Edion Council of former Governor of Edo State, Chief Lucky Nosagari Benedion, his brothers Bright Ayamekwe Benedion, Honorable Charles Osenwige Benedion, Peter Osawari Benedion, Dr. Fred Osawuni Benedion, Barrister Mike Osane Igbenedion, Executive Director Operations, ITV and Radio, Chief Elder Ogbedio Wonse, Honorable Efosa Douglas Igbenedion, Ukponwa Igbenedion, Osawe Igbenedion, Edosa Igbenedion, Dr. Daniel Omorige Igbenedion, as well as Agbong Steve Igbenedion, among other sons of Okada.
Well, thank you so much for joining us on the program Talking Business. I'm Lawrence Osifo, and it's a great pleasure to have you on the show this beautiful Friday afternoon. Sincere apologies for a little bit coming behind schedule. So much for us to look into in terms of what's making the round about Nigeria, the business news, the things that are happening around. But it seemed to be like some sigh of good news is happening with Nigeria's domestic and foreign reserves when it comes to what we have on our reserve portfolio, as there's another slight sort of increment or increase in Nigeria's reserve amid inflation. Will you call it dwindling inflation or increasing inflation, anyhow you want to put it? But the Central Bank of Nigeria has some kind of news for Nigerians to hear about Nigeria's reserve domestically and internationally. We'll start with that on the show this afternoon, as the Central Bank of Nigeria has reported a landmark recovery in the nation's financial buffers when the gross foreign reserve surging by $51.89 billion, nearly reaching $52 billion mark amid July 2026. This multi-milestone, according to the Apex Bank data obtained by correspondent on Thursday, also represent a dramatic 45% increase from the $35.70 billion recorded during the same period in the year 2025, effectively doubling foreign currency cushion since the official low of late 2016. To put this recovery into historical context, Nigeria reserve plummeted to a critical low of $23.89 billion in October 2016 amid a severe economic recession triggered by a collapse in global crude oil prices and systemic foreign exchange shortages. The current accretion not only marks a complete departure from that era of fiscal strain, but also surpasses the previous high waters mark in mid-June 2013, when reserves stood at approximately $48.47 billion. CBN official attributed the rapid acceleration to daily gains over the past month, during which liquid reserves grew by about $1 billion in just 30 days. On the 15th of June 2026, the reserve stood at about $50.81 billion before climbing to the current level of the current stock. A highly liquid $51.27 billion remains fully accessible to meet the country's immediate import and foreign exchange demands, with only a marginal 1.2% of $621.7 million tied up in block funds. The significant growth in reserve coincide with positive developments on the domestic price front, offering dual boost to the macroeconomic outlook. According to the data from the National Bureau of Statistics, the NBS, Nigeria's headline inflation moderated slightly to 15.91% in the month of June, down from the 15.93% for May. The cooling off in consumer prices, largely driven by notable acceleration in core inflation baskets, they dropped to 16.82% and 15.92% on a month-on-month basis. Let's go to the manufacturing sector and see what the Manufacturers Association of Nigeria, MAN, is saying concerning fuel prices, local manufacturing, and everything that have to do with production in Nigeria, where the Manufacturers Association of Nigeria, MAN, has raised concern over the inability of local refiners to access sufficient crude oil from within the country, warning that the situation is forcing Nigerian refiners to compete with international buyers for the nation's crude and undermining the benefits of domestic refining. The Director General of the Manufacturers Association of Nigeria, MAN, Segun Ajayi Kadri, made this remark while reacting to the reports that the Dangote Petroleum Refinery has purchased 2 cargoes of crude oil from the United Arab Emirates, UAE, amid persistent domestic supply constraints. Ajayi Kadri described the development as evidence that domestic refiners were not getting adequate and reliable supplies of Nigerian crude, saying that the situation was detrimental to the country's industrialization drive. The Dangote Refinery's decision to import crude oil on the United Arab Emirates is not a good one, he stated. He added that the inability of the local refineries to access sufficient feedstock from Nigeria is distressing, for as far as too long, Nigerian refiners have had to compete with international buyers for too own Nigerian crude. Often international market prices plus additional logistic cost. The Manufacturers Association of Nigeria's MANDG urged the federal government to overhaul the domestic crude oil supply framework to ensure Nigerian refiners receive priority access to locally produced crude. The situation highlights the urgent need for more structured and transparent domestic crude oil supply framework that prioritizes local refineries. Therefore, Manufacturers Association of Nigeria (MAN) calls on the federal government through the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited, the NNPCL, and the Nigerian Upstream Petroleum Regulatory Commission, the NUPROC, to urgently ensure that a sufficient and consistent share of Nigeria's crude production is allocated for domestic refining on fair commercial terms, particularly during the period of supply disruptions. At the same time, no effort should be spared in intensifying crude production. We should strengthen pipeline security and improve terminal reliability, and also implement policies that effectively balance domestic refining needs with export commitment, Ajayi Kadri stated. He stressed that Nigeria's status as one of Africa's largest crude oil producers should translate into stronger domestic value addition rather than dependence on imported feedstock. He also maintained that, however, he affirmed that the sources of crude from the United Arab Emirates UAE should be seen as a commercial decision rather than a diplomatic milestone. He also stated that he could attribute positively to the broader commercial relationship between Nigeria and the United Arab Emirates, the UAE, but he should primarily be viewed as a commercial transaction rather than a diplomatic milestone. Refineries source crude based on technical specifications, availability, pricing, logistics, and commercial terms, he stated. He stressed that Nigeria's status as one of Africa's largest crude oil producers should translate into stronger domestic value rather than dependence on imported feedstocks. And we'll take a short break now. When we return, we'll tell you what the NEROC, the Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission, is saying about training journalists in terms of electricity reforms for the sector to have a boost. But let's go on a short break. When we return, we'll have more for you on the show. Stay with us.
ITV, certainly the best.
In a rare display of botanical brilliance, the palm tree defied natural norms, sprouting multiple branches that bear fruits. This rare occurrence has become a wonder to many, as experts are calling it a one-in-a-million phenomenon. Could this multiple-headed marvel